and claws back that man advantage. Exactly what he does here in the 9th. Finds it yet once more. The young gun for Faze Clan hits the dirt. And Rain, well, he could burn some dirt here on Cat. Could land right on the feet of Sunny and Yumpy. Alu right behind it. So he's just shoulder peeking here, gathering that information. He'll drop the incendiary once he sees something so that they can't just bolster through, but maybe they will push all the way through it. Seems unlikely, and they chill.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, that's that one position. Costs you one incendiary, but it totally juggles the CT rotates. They're going to go with an upper tunnel push. The flank is in out mid. Sunny ends up getting killed by Cold Zera. He blots that Sun out, and now he'll actually fall back into the B site. Rain will have targets come towards him.
Yep, they're committing off of the Cat. We got Alu in the back line trying to give cover with that off, but the utilities run dry. Sergey on the bomb. Alu denied as Brokey sits beneath his feet. The elbow player, the last man up. Ooh, a second headshot for Nico through a ledge. So the sniping from Nico this round, good for 2, and we've got Faze back on the board. It was the 4-0 start, and they gave those rounds right back to Ence, but now it's CTs with a lead.
Yeah, so for once now, when these first 2 kills go, they go both ways. Faze and Ence answer back. But once that happens, Faze also have a plan to get map control again very quickly. Because we saw Ence were about to group up for another Cat explode versus a weak target with the rifler on the A site. But they immediately come through with that upper tunnels push, and they don't wait around at all. Because we see that Ence have been punishing for that. Punishing them for any time, any amount of time that they wait. Whoa, we've got the osmosis from the CT side is attracting the extra player over towards the A site. We've got the double Cat setup and Nico floating between CT spawn and game helper. But Ence are quietly walking up long this entire time.
Now they're ready to execute. Now they're ready to commit. B-Mass, he may not realize just what is on the other side of his smoke. Rain, one and done. B-Mass, he has the cover, and he's got the chance, a 2-piece, but he finds himself into the 1 versus 1, and that bomb is just beneath him. So Sunny, who was lurking through the tunnels once upon a time, not wanting to get caught off by Cold Zera's tunnels push as seen previously in that 9th round, he is the player who is tasked to clutch. Now he's got the full belt of utility. He's got that full HP bar, and he's got a 16-year-old fragger on the other side of him, ready for the headshot on long. He's a bit skeptical, thinking maybe it will be the catwalk up, but Sunny, he's already starting to extend around the side. B-Mass, quick reaction, but not fast enough. Sunny takes him down, and Ence tied yet again.
A very intense 1v1 situation, and yeah, poor B-Mass caught between the timing. Of course, he was aware of long, but wasn't focusing fully on it. But was quite limited in what he could see, and so was a slave to timing in that sense. You know, wasn't going out to look at that. But wow, we all remember a B-Mass spray transfer. That's for damn sure. Yeah, and a nice kill from Sunny. He's the other heavy hitter to Sergey. I'd say in terms of damage dealing, the second highest damage dealer on the roster by a small margin. They're actually all very consistent on Ence across the board. Everybody puts up between something like 77 and 81 ADR overall, I think. But yeah, it's 5-5, and Faze have had a very hard time winning these rounds. Based on what we've seen, of course, they have the pistol to prop them up. But for the most part, it looks like it's been Ence's game plan and a few spots of brilliance from Faze Clan.
It's a boost in the back of the A site. That's Faze's defense for this one. No prying eyes through the middle doors, so Xbox given up entirely. Ariel the front runner. Rain and Nico on the defense here. Long's not an issue, they've got that pit security. But ooh, Rain, with that smoke in front of him, he's gonna decide to cut them off with a bit of an off angle. Now if this fades, he is done. But he sees the player jumping. Ariel actually gets legged in the sky and dies because of gravity. Oops. Sunny, he's going to try to extend out mid here, but coldzera is going to keep him honest. A bit of a deeper angle, but not a good duel for him. Sunny tries that second spray down, and he gets dropped. So it's the man advantage here for Faze Clan, but only barely in Rain. He's going to try to use those flashes to turn them back. 20 seconds on the clock. Brokey's going to activate, and despite hitting the dink onto Alu, he still dies. A flashbang tries to buy time for that bomb to rotate past doors. CTs, ooh, unable to cut it off. Yumpy's gonna plant with just a few seconds to spare. There's Nico with another op shot connecting here. It's Alu and Rain low. Yumpy's trying to cover back tunnels. Rain looks to trade. B-Mass in from mid, gets the first kill. It is all on Yumpy. 1 versus 3. Rain's gonna fall first and foremost. Nico next in line, denies. It's Faze Clan with a 6th.
Okay, yeah, Faze Clan pick up the 6. It was actually another great call from Ence. They abuse out mid, but that one trade from Sunny to Rain, I think is what makes a big difference in terms of Faze Clan slowing things down and finally being able to attempt on the retake. It's been 6 bomb plants so far for Ence in this half, so they've done a good job of keeping the money high, despite having lost some players. Now, and despite, of course, the scoreline being so close. Now, they're going to buy up one more time. We'll see what happens on this round, but yeah, kind of funny to see Ariel get legged off cat, fall to the ground, and not stick the landing.
Yeah, the landing stuck him. Poor guy. Bit embarrassing, but, you know, happens. We've seen that very successfully start to peel apart the A defense. I don't think that one leg shot is going to be enough for Ence to stop trying it either. But they're not kerneled. For once, we see Ence not completely grouped up here. They're feeling out different portions of the map, as seen here by Yumpy.
It is just so tempting to always try cat at the beginning because of how easy it is to get players to go push back. But it's funny that both, Rain always comes up to the smoke. Nico will come here too to try to answer back. They put themselves a bit out in the open, but you've got to have this level of confidence, of course. You can't just give up this kind of map control for free. And we've already got a head start on the relay to pushing the upper tunnels. This would free up the mid rotation. Will Ence punish again fast?
Ariel's turned his back to that CT. It's
Wait
Rain.
a second.
Yeah, he's gonna find the timing. This is a B fake. This is all a fake. It's actually up A, and Nico, he doesn't know. He dies to Sunny. And while B-Mass is gonna try to double back from long, he can't stop the bomb from being planted. They're gonna try to challenge him. They want that fight. They are not opting for the catwalk post plant, but rather a little bit more default here, trying to play for long. Rain, he's snuck up from CT spawn and already waits just beneath the ledge. He hears Sunny moving around him, and he decides to take an initiative here. Jump shot, and he takes a little bit of damage. 6 bullets left in his mag. He needs the reload before his teammates start arriving. They're gonna go for the flash of Cat. Alu eats it, and it all falls onto the shoulders of Sergey. He swings out from Goose, and he's not gonna be able to piece anything together. Faze Clan extend that lead by 2.
Okay, they pull off another very tenuous retake in a scary situation. It's of course because they're able to get those 2 kills at mid off the corner of the smoke. Really nice job not respecting in that situation and just making sure you go and try to help your B teammates who have had a hard time in the past. And that allows Faze to come back into it. Even though Ence pull off a beautiful fake. They get up cat, they get the 1 kill on the rotator. It's Nico of all people. His eyes roll to the back of his head. They go and plant the bomb. And B-Mass, he doesn't have a good way to get information. Last he heard, they were rushing mid to B. Then they swing on default, kill him at long, and suddenly it gets scary again.
Economy fumbles here for Ence. Just a little curb purchase. They've done good work at the B-bomb site. So it seems like they'll try their hand again. But when? That's the question. Off of those flashes. coldzera's gonna eat one, but still able to take down 1 player. They're waiting for him to pop his head back up. That's Yumpy and Alu trying for it. Yumpy's gonna get it eventually, but that's all they get. Nobody else was able to even exit the tunnels without being cut down. So Faze Clan winning the anti-eco.
Well, okay, you know, they got a pistol. They survived a couple of scary situations where the bomb has gone down. The trade fragging has been pretty good for Faze Clan. And I guess, you know, some of those saves where it was probably devastating at the thought of having to save when you're like 4-4. Actually made a lot of sense. It gave them a chance to keep buying into the future. They learned a lot. And I feel like, again, Ence's game plan's quite good. But yeah, Faze, they actually inched out a pretty decent lead now. Already at a respectable 8 rounds here on the CT side.
And the game keeps going. Coldzera, feeling a little confident in his opping, decides to peek out from the doors and drops Yumpy. But this is not going to keep Ence from picking up the tempo here ever so quickly, trying to get past the cat. Coldzera, he's blind and burned into the open rain. He's going to pop right up. One tap into aerial. Goodbye. And, well, now he's just going to go ahead and smoke himself out. Flashes up above him. That primes B-Mass, who comes in with the kill. Despite being somewhat blinded, he finds a double. But Sunny, oh, Sunny, so close to the bomb site. He flips him over and gives Ence their 6th.
Well, if that's not going to imbue you with confidence to close out the half, I don't know what will. The 1v2 from Sunny. He actually has a couple of clutch rounds so far in this game. The one versus B-Mass. This one here on the A ramp and looking so clean. Nice to see Rain on form as well. Round 15.
Yes.
And I don't care who wins this round. I don't know who's going to win the next half. I really believe in Ence at the moment, as much as I picked Faze Clan, and they definitely have put together a very decent half. I feel like Ence are playing smart CS.
So far, so good. I mean, in hindsight, I suppose that smoke from Rain, it's what kept him alive long enough to be in that 2 versus 1, but it's also what enabled Sunny to creep around without being seen. So I like that Sunny capitalizes on the cover that was gifted to him. Deagle for Coldzera here in the 15th. He's the only limited weapon, really. Galil, not so much a limitation nowadays. Early mid presence, and again, no CT peek. They're allowing them to get catwalk quite consistently. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. Rain, again, just looking for the information, looking to burn it off, looking to slow it down.
Yeah, they just forced that pulled pin on the incendiary. They can reset, do whatever they want with it. Nico finding a good way to be in a new position every round here on the CT side. He's now got eyes down mid. But a player has dropped. Wow, this is tricky. He's going to be on cycle, and he's got G's running directly for him.
Yeah, he peeks right into his own damn death. Yumpy, good for another one, but Brokey's able to respond. And Brokey's all that remains here for Faze, so they may have that 2-round lead, but it looks like it's going to get cut down to 1. He is tagged up by the Opper. Alu, giving him a second chance. Just playing with his food here a little. However, we get a bit of a redirection, bit of misdirection. Hence, they decide to go into the cat post plant. Bomb, of course, is firmly in their position, and Brokey, with time quite quickly ticking, has to sprint up to the bomb site. Alu gonna barrel stuff him with the sidearm, and we've got the Finns closing that lead down to just 1. 2 in a row for the first 15. Ladies and gents, we'll be back after the break with the second half of Dust 2.
Don't say it's live.
Yeah, it's live.
All right, everybody.
You know, last week when we had the deathmatch sessions at our halftime breaks, you know, it was all fun and games, but now I think we're starting to expose some of the movement noobs in Counter-Strike.
You want to name any names, Connor?
Well, you know, simple, over 3 minutes. Over 3 minutes for that first segment of Mirage. I'm very excited to see, you know, have the depth of that content, just to see who really ends up on top.
But hey, no surprise about Acor, huh?
No, man's real quick. Lickety split, just like Rain here on the headshots. Let's focus forward as we do have the 15 rounds up, 15 rounds down, 4v2 now, as Faze work into the A site. They just basically clamp down on it. You know, that perfect A pinch from Catwalk and Long. They pick up all their kills. And now Ence are going to attempt a 2v4 retake. They're already starting to throw utility. Coldzera gets flashed through the smoke, and what do you know? Coldzera 16 and 8. A little two-piece to close the pistol. Faze Clan leading by 2.
Yeah, I mean, his Valve score is through the roof. Good to see Rain actually playing well. I mean, he's not... I think at one point, you know, he was the star player of Faze, and you know, one of the reasons the team was built around him. But of course, along with Olaf, I feel like has taken a big back seat in the past year or so. But nice to see him on this map playing well. Definitely feeling his impact with these past couple of rounds that we witnessed.
Brokey out long already, not going to be challenged whatsoever. Ence, they immediately tuck back into the bomb site, and I can understand why. You know, these automatic weaponry, spamming through smoke, not the best way to use these deagles to rob back around. So let's see if once Faze Clan get close enough to this bomb site for Ence to pop off, whether that works out for them. But we do have the scout now in position. Alu didn't start the round here, but he will definitely start the impact. Oh my god! He just takes Rain's head off Alu! Excellent scout work. Now there is still Nico low back there. Sunny side up. Double kill with the Deeg. And this one falls apart for Faze. BMAS, 1 versus 3. Sunny up close and Aerial's got him down. Ence bounce right back with the force buy.
Well, you read the CSGO textbook, you flip through it, it says on the anti-ecos on Dust 2 you're supposed to go long. But then what do you do about this? The scout, it's the counterplay. Alu, of course, when he's hitting headshots like that and just accuracy, with his accuracy that high, it's going to be hard to stop the push and, continue with the push. And Faze, yeah, it's not like they made a bad move by going out to long, but decided to try to play it incognito to not attract some more CTs, but Ence, they had the entire game plan figured out in their head. Fall back, but still defend. It's on the pistols here for Faze, straight up deco. And BMAS so far, he's having a good game. Lost that one clutch, but you know, in that same round had one of those, that really nice spray transfer. His form's been up and down. I think 2 weeks ago, his average rating was in a .98, and then this last week at Masters, it dropped down to a bit to a .92. But of course, there's going to be a bit of a gestation period. We've got to be kind about the fact that this kid is seriously young and playing, and not just playing on a team like with the players that are on Faze, but really being thrown to the wolves playing against all of these tier 1 teams. There's going to be so much learning that has to be done for him. And yeah, I mean, I played like one match versus Cloud9. I have a .6 rating, so who am I to judge?
Yeah, you kind of suck.
Yeah.
Yumpy, he's going to look forward towards the tunnels. Excellent timing on the flashbang, but it doesn't quite hit Sergey. And by the time Yumpy regains his vision, it is Ence regaining the tie. They go ahead and lock this at 9, and there's no buy either for Faze. So it goes from bad to worse. It looks like the Finns may be finding a lead.
Yeah, could be. And yeah, for what it's worth, again, after that first half, really just felt like Ence were playing well. Faze were slightly edging them out on some trades. But this is, of course, the nature of Dust 2. Either way, it looks like we've got a banger of a game on our hands. And into this Glock round, they'll give this up. But yeah, it's no telling what we can see from Faze Clan on this T side. I'm sure they'll be quite tricky about how they play it. So, on the full-on Glocks. Let's see if there's anything interesting here.
Ooh, nice timing off of the frag grenade. I love a good alley-oop. bounces off the backboard, slams into his face above Xbox, and Sunny, well, he's hungry. He's going to try to hone in on mid, and will absolutely continue to wreck Faze here. I mean, he is just versus the unarmored Glocks, and Alu wants that last frag. b3, nice little jiggle Glock peeks. Too bad he doesn't get the kill. You know, 4 health is what makes the difference there for Alu to keep that armor, to keep that M4, and to move 5 survivors for Ence into the 20th round. So we do have the CTs with a slight lead, but we've also got Faze Clan back in with a bye.
Yeah. And that's what's, of course, most important. We got the meat and potato round here into round 20. The bye is okay here for Faze. I mean, they got a couple of Gleals, which they'll be fine with. They go up against these AKs. There's not a single op, actually, which is actually, wow, that's actually really, really interesting to see. No op on CT side at all. Oh, spray comes through. Raids go back and forth. It's actually quite good here for Ence, all things considered. Thought it could have been uglier after that opening frag. But just like we saw, when long control gets taken, there's a gap at mid.
Yes, and that gap has been filled by Nico. Ooh, 6 cents. Turns around at the perfect time and deals with Sunny. Now, Sergey, he would love to just cut down what's left of Nico, but he has to worry about tunnels, too. And Broky's able to find that angle. Just extends around the box, cuts us down to the 2v2 retake attempt, perhaps. Yumpy and Aerial. Smoke flash and a molly, but Nico, he goes back into the tunnels and cuts down Yumpy first. Now that was the lower HP player of the two, and Nico doesn't seem to expect a second. Aerial, ready to go down into the 1v1. Brokey he didn't connect it. He fakes it yet once more, but it's the time that becomes the issue, and Brokey shuts it down.
Hey, if he had won that second duel, he would have been able to defuse the bomb. Definitely enough time for another 5 seconds or so. A good try. Aerial did look a little bit shaky coming in on that retake, and didn't hear the jump out of window as well. So I was personally a bit nervous for him. But yeah, it's a one closed out by Faze. Very pragmatic attack once again. They go out to take the mid control when long is in question, and they force Ence's position to come back and try to suss out what's going on at mid. And Yumpy, he's aware. He comes all the way to mid, looking up to the back of the window, sees Nico there, but Nico, as you mentioned, 6 cents kicks in, and he's very patient about it. He goes through with the one taps as opposed to trying to partake in the long range spray. And that's why, of course, Nico is as good as he is. So it's a tie game, and finally the ops are coming into play. For a bit of a weird situation because we didn't see any of the CTs have an op last round, but now we've got 2 instantly. Are Faze going to run into these?
Ooh. Brokey's got the scout up.
Yeah, and you know what? After that 1v1, he's been relegated to the scout despite Faze Clan winning that round.
Boy, it's Rain. Rain with the double entry on long. Down goes Aerial, down goes Sunny. 2 flash assists for his teammates. Rain was set up and performed so well. Now, can Yumpy plug this hole, this glaring issue that is long control? Problem for Yumpy here is it's not just long that he questions, but Cat as well. And seeing as the defense has been spread so thin, they stay 1 player apiece. 1 on A, 1 on B, 1 on mid, and they cross their fingers. Who of these 3 players, all of which we know can, will give us the multi-kill to bring Ence back into control of the situation? Looks like it's going to be Yumpy. He tries his first shot, but a little bit of a miss. And he doesn't want to commit to long fights because, God forbid, he dies here.
Well, the rotations come out. He has the other off rotating over. They don't even really need this. Yumpy gets a kill, but yeah, look, the hold already over on the B side.
Yeah. Sergey, he's also going to step up to the plate. He's gotten himself the double, so all the while Yumpy was under pressure, Sergey did not let his guard down, and because of it, Ence have the man advantage. The bomb has been cut off, but Alu, he just starts making a bunch of sound, and that's going to confirm now that the CTs don't quite know what's up. Rain, he's got eyes over Catwalk. Sergey, he's going to decide to go back to where Alu has died, knowing that the bomb has now decided to push past it. Coldzera plants, safely tucked behind the boxes. It is not for Cat, but that is where Rain resides. CT's separate. No utility for them either. Sergey, he's just going to start running up long. Coldzera tucked behind the box. Yumpy in an awkward position because that op's going to have to play close range unless he peeks into Rain first. Cold! He's got him! A second kill off of the ramp. It's Faze Clan back in the lead.
Oh, that's amazing from Coldzera. Another 1v2 in this match. A really rough round from Ence. An incredibly hard round to read. In fact, they've got the long setup come here. Coldzera could have got caught off with the bomb. Sergey comes through with a phenomenal defense on the B site. Faze got exactly what they wanted. They rotated 2 players over towards A. They got both oppers over towards A. They had poor Sergey left all alone. And then Sergey gets 2 out of 3 kills, but is so unlucky that he doesn't even see the bomb, even though he's swatting down the tunnels. Coldzera walks away and then gets Alu in the back because they didn't spot the bomb in tunnels. They didn't know there were 3 there, and so the fake ends up working out even better for Faze than what they had planned. Now Faze will take this 11th round all day long.
Yes,
but
sir.
man, did Ence come close to winning that?
Again, Mohan, that's 2 rounds in a row that Faze win with a single survivor.
Yeah, right. And that last round, it really looked like they lost, with Brokey having to play with a scout and a couple of Galils and such low nades on everybody. The buy is even better this round because the loss bonus has increased. Or sorry, they win. What am I saying? They won 2 rounds in a row, but of course they won with some money left over in the tank. And good trades out for the T's.
Damn, Nico. I want to see that replay. He just comes sprinting outwards, guns down the pit player, and of course we've got Faze coming out on top of the long play yet again. The only time I feel like Ence have really been able to secure this long corner, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, was that one time we had Alu move the scout into position in the second round of the half.
Where they were able to stop long from A site with his on the eco. Yeah, that may be very true. The real tough part, of course, is that if you give up long control straight up, then it becomes a bit predictable as to what your setup is, and of course, it costs Faze almost nothing to just go and send one person out there in that circumstance. So Ence are doing a good job of trying to entertain it, but of course, as you're pointing out, they've got to be able to win, go even, or have a different plan in place in order to make up for the fact that they lose such an important part of the map. It's another real split here from Faze, man. It is so scary the way that they're playing these rounds.
Ooh, what are you up to, Rain? You decide to peek into Alu on long. That gives away one of the 2 players you have alive in the advantage. But Sergey, there's timing here. I mean, it's never fun to retake the B site, but doing so right now would actually be better than waiting because the bomb is not yet in position. If only Sergey knew. It was BMAS and BMAS alone. But now, Brokey comes over. A little bit of a slumber party here for Faze Clan in the B site. Bomb jumps over, 8 seconds, as Brokey is protected by the tall box. So, do they bother trying the retake here? Alu on the glass cannon off, that's way too valuable to lose. And while Sergey's been floating around the perimeter of the bomb site, Mohan, he decides to call it off. This is Faze with a 12th round, and this time, more than one survivor.
Man, there's so many similarities, I'd say, between the way that Faze and Ence have been playing their T-sides, and that's one where they are doing a good job of staying spread out on different points of the spider web, but staying cohesive by that same notion. And I think Faze are dropping a couple more players than they even need to on some of these rounds. Like we saw Rain try to go out and grab a gun to get killed for that. They saw them commit too hard on a fake in the past, where Coldzera had to come back to A and almost lost a round there. They're getting the rotations that they need to without actually sacrificing the players, but I guess they don't know that, and that's why they full commit with some of these players after the fact. But the one overarching thing, as you brought up at the very beginning of the round, is that Faze are doing a great job of straight up winning long control whenever they want to take it.
Yes, sir. Round after round, it seems. Not a very good look for Ence here in the 23rd. 3 players on pistols, only 2 with Kevlar. And of course, op not included. Alu will remain glass cannon. See if the pistol players can do some early damage. Maybe Sergey will be set up here. He does have Yumpy just behind him on mid. So, maybe Yumpy dies after doing some damage, and then Sergey wide swings for the big spray down. Who knows what's in store? First and foremost, it's Brokey. All right, that Deagle's gonna do nothing. But Sergey, he sees the shadow, and he also ends up being empty-handed. It all falls onto the shoulders of Alu, and he's very much cut away from this A bomb site. So if Ence want to make any kind of a play, it's gonna be here on long doors. Ariel and Sunny trying to get aggressive. Cold Sarah's tucked into the corner, and he cuts them both down. Now, if I'm Alu, I just try to save the damn off, but Nico, he's not having any of that. It's 5 survivors for FaZe, a 3-round lead on this T side, and the momentum is rolling, but the buy comes back.
Yeah, and you know, this is Ence's pick. We'll move on to Mirage after this. Things could get really interesting if we get to a 3rd map for Ence, but it could be scary, of course, coming down straight up to this Mirage pick. So yeah, I mean, there's still a chance, of course, for Ence to come back into this map, but this will be one of their final chances. Brokey's out with the op again. He had an amazing op shot through the door last round, but it was versus worse guns, man. This double glass cannon setup from the CTs. How are the operators planning to rotate around? We've got Yumpy dedicated back in the B site, and Alu sitting here posted, watching long, going to assist in the cat cross. But man, these guys, they're susceptible to basically anything. Luckily for them, no HE grenades on the utility belts of FaZe. So push up towards the site, and yeah, the split looks good, man. There's only 2 people here.
That's their own Molotov, so they gotta wait that one out. Is there an official Counter-Strike term for a double glass cannon? Has anybody coined anything just yet?
Yeah, you just don't see it that often. Could
Yeah.
definitely, if you're creative enough.
Well, I'm trying, but,
Okay.
you know, it doesn't come easy to some.
The 2-shot.
Yeah. This is where if I was Anders, I would already have some kind of witty response. But it looks like Faze Clan, they're using their big brains. Flexing out the mid control here, trying to keep Sunny distracted, trying to keep Sunny a little flustered. Nico is just on the other side of the smoke. And oh wait, what? Brokey, he kills Cold Zera. And then Alu and Sunny combine for 3, so this A play just gets completely shut down. How does Brokey blow Cold Zera's head off? We know it's okay because it was a headshot. That is the rules that FaZe have set on team kills. And B-Bass is going to find himself empty-handed. So let's get that on the replay. Ence, they just win a round with absolutely 0 losses.
DJ had no choice but to spectate CT spot on that spot because he was just running across. Okay. Oh, he asked for it. Okay. We'll retract the yellow card. It looked like unnecessary roughness, but now we see it was manslaughter. It was manslaughter. It's not even. He was actually set up. It was
like
self-sabotage for the team.
Yeah. I don't blame Brokey for that one. I think Counter-Strike is just wrong. Here we've got the burst into the B bomb site. They are very well equipped for the situation, and MAC-10 not even needed, but here's Sunny right back in, flashed into the action. Nico cuts him down. It's the one peek through the doors that gets denied. That was meant to be the equalizing kill. If he had found himself a double or a triple, then these CTs would have gone right into it. But look at this, Launders. They call the save. FaZe wasting no time. They just stampede into the B bomb site and take their 14th round.
Yeah, of course, very simple. Nice tempo change here from FaZe into round 25. They'll pick this round up real easy. Sergey and Sunny having a ton of pressure applied to them. And it all comes down to the entries, of course. So, well, yeah, what can you say about that? Avoiding Jumpy is always very good. Yumpy. Damn it, there's a couple of hard names in here to pronounce. But BMAS and Yumpy, I'll remember. Yeah, he has been, so Yumpy, and this round isn't really about him, but this is his 20th map with Ence, okay? And, you know, he's had a really strong start. Out of 20 maps, he's only had 5 games below a 1.0 rating. It's been a key card of their success in all of the maps that they have won. His impact is definitely heard at basically every single server. So, a good way to win the round, of course, for FaZe. Never see him. Just avoid him entirely, and then you can win. It's just kind of the same game plan that Ence had. in that first half. Nico jumping out towards long into a fire.
Oh no!
Unfortunately,
What?
forgets to drop the smoke. I think he switched out before he did. Ooh, we've all been there before, but that is a very costly mistake to make, and Sunny will go ahead and grab a rifle kill to clean out the blue box entirely. It's long control in favor of Ence, and it's all because I think Nico, while he was blind, made a small mistake and didn't drop the smoke that was in his hand.
Yeah, that's a little mechanical error here, so not putting Faze Clan's game plan into question. Just a little bit of a mishap.
I mean, it happens all the time. It's like actually, when I'm blind, I know you usually are just relying on this internal timing of like when to switch and stuff. But when you're blind, I found it's actually harder for me to like make sure I throw my grenades and stuff too. And it's kind of like quick switching when you shoot and not shooting your shot with your op. Now the argument against it, of course, is if you're blind, you've got nothing else to do. You might as well just make sure you throw the grenade, and then let whatever gun comes out next come out next.
Rain's gonna pepper this A site with a little bit of utility, but Alu locking it down on long yet again. And then we've got Sunny just tucking his head down so that Alu can find himself another. He is sitting on the two-piece, looking for the third as that bomb carrier tries to challenge the corner. And Brokey's going to put the molly on his feet. Alu is now wide out in the open. Brokey a little bit worried about it, and I don't blame him. He is trying, of course, in the 1v4 with 10 seconds on the clock. He's got nothing to do. So Ence, a 12th, keeping Faze Clan away from securing the 15th, keeping themselves the possibility of winning in regulation.
Yeah, it's not as pretty of a second half as we saw in the first half. I thought the first half was a bit more compelling. This half has been kind of hallmarked by its flubs in a couple of these rounds here from Faze Clan. A weird, awkward team kill, self-immolation, and in this last round. And yeah, now the failures to go back towards long though, that helps out friends. That was a problem they couldn't figure out at first. But Faze have allowed them to leverage themselves back into it. 12 to 14, but it's Faze Clan who only have 4 rifles on this round. A little bit low on grenades. Not the biggest problem on Dust 2. They are still on for a cat split. Few nades go up. It's actually a big fake. Wow, Alu.
Oh, misses the shot, but not the follow-up. Again, he's going to hit it. Oh, and Alu in with the quick scopes. 3 frags on the double doors. He beckons them in and then just rocks their world. BMAS, last man up, 1v5. Ence are gunning for that 16th round, man. Alu, it looked like it's like he misses the easiest of the other 3 shots and then comes up big. BMAS will take his head off, sure enough, so they will have to reinvest into Alu's op, but he is absolutely worth it. Talk about individuals, completely shuts down the doors.
Yeah, I love how he just takes a warm-up shot at the beginning of all of it. You're like, oh man, this guy's gonna die and it's not gonna look pretty. And then of course he turns that op into a shotgun, locks down the 3rd kill. Really sick stuff from Alu. And yeah, hits to claw Ence forward a little bit. The Faze fake almost works out, but you could say that, you know, maybe Alu should have even gotten a kill sooner than that. Oh my god, talk about soon. Yumpy right out of spawn on CT's side as the balls to peek down mid. Now it is just the Glocks to work with, so relatively inconsequential. In fact, you know, maybe you want to feed him to the op. It's got the lowest kill reward in the whole game.
Yeah. You know? Feed him lesser money. But it is still just printing cash at this point. Yumpy, not even tagged up in those engagements. The poor Glocks, never going to be favored here at all. Alu in from the long cross, missing a 1 shot, but that's not a problem. Sergey's got them body bagged. 14 rounds apiece here on the opening map between Ence and Faze. It was looking like Faze all day, but they have begun to fade. Can Ence get this over the line?
Dust 2, man. Never fails to surprise, disappoint, and impress all at the same time. Yeah, highlights the individuals, and yeah, and just really, I know, it highlights the flubs as well. Okay, it's at the long control. I like this from Faze. It's worked well for them in the past in general. Brokey also gets the opening kill. Only 1 player here crossing towards the pit, actually close up on the door. Sunny gets blind, has to move back, and that solar flare of a flash blinds him, pops right in his face. Rain, another opening kill here towards long. And this is already a 5v3 situation. Terrible situation for Ence. We know that Faze don't like to commit hard right away in rounds like this, but since they've got 2 kills, will they do it? They've got one player who can go into lower to catch rotations, but he's not in position quite yet. He's gonna look to take his time. And Faze, they're a bit paranoid about something. They just want to make sure that they're not going to blow this, covering all their angles. But b3, he's got a guy coming up on the right.
Yeah,
that's an opening kill for Yumpy. Yeah, he took a bit of time to get back there. And now Faze are a bit scared, running forward up to A.
They're going to leave one op back in pit. If there was anybody who was going to get killed before the commitment, it was going to be b3 over there in the tunnels all alone. But Ariel, he's just trying to hide behind the smoke. Nico, he's going to start coming around it. No, Ariel decides to activate. He moves in and is sent out. Sergey, 1 versus 4, or else Faze, they're going to take this 15th round. He shoots Cold Zera off of the box, gets a little bit of cover, but Nico, looming near, swoops in for that last frag. Faze Clan take 15, and it's either overtime or Faze opening on map 1.
Hey, now that we're past the flubs a little bit, Faze, great opening start to the round, of course, with this kill. But even with the long control still in question, Rain getting another entry. He's been so good at this. I feel like this is definitely leaning in favor of Faze for a number of reasons. If I'm Faze, I'm thinking about long once again. There's an unanswered problem for Ence. And it looks like they'll go back to it. A slow walk up to the door. They're going to take their time a bit more here. Let the CTs rotate themselves out. Alu is pushed up onto Cat to try to get some information back. But he's not passing this one turn. He's going to hold there. Put Sunny in a bit of an awkward spot, but he's got Ariel as protection.
Oh, they come out off the flash. Everybody's a bit blind, so they hold. Ariel, if he puts his head up on that ledge, then Rain's ready to pop it. Molotov into pit. Decides not to throw the flashbang. They're going to hard clear Sunny. He gets dinked, and yet Rain's still able to get 1 kill. Can Ariel do the better? He does get a chance for the reload. There's more Molotovs being thrown at him. He's just trying to find a bit of sanctuary, a little bit of safety, and there is no net for him. It is the 4 versus 3 here for Faze.
Wow, that was really the perfect amount of pressure to apply to long. All of the right utility being used, isolating the 2 fights, getting the blue bin cross off the flashes, and then also allowing Rain to do his work. He's been, I think, 3 for 3 on these long entries so far. Broky coming out for a run boost. Whoa, okay, player is not on site. Alu has no choice but to make sure he doesn't get flanked. So they'll basically forfeit bomb control. Sergey in CT spawn.
Oh, he comes up, and Alu almost gets that crosshair onto position. Now Sergey, he's going to be blind as he sees players jumping over. Alu had to check his own flank because they were keeping Yumpy deep in B, but now they know. They've got to make this A retake happen. It's the 2 versus 4, and Sergey, he doesn't want to get caught in no man's land, so it's going to boil down to Yumpy getting this first frag on Cat, compromising the bomb site. b3, he's going to keep himself tucked in. Great trade train. Now Sergey up from ramp, walking ever closer to the bomb site, but he gives his back to Cold, and they give the map to Faze. That's the 1-0 advantage to kick off the bo3.
Well, yeah, that's one hell of a map. Nice performance on Dust 2. It got a little scary, but only because they almost played themselves. But instead, they close it out 16-14 and have a very comfortable map of Mirage to look forward to. But Ence, there are no slouches on Mirage either.
No, absolutely not. The Dust not working out for in the end. Mirage is where we'll guys next. Keep it locked for Apple Flat.
Don't say it's live.
Yeah, it's live.
Alright, everybody. Perfect. Perfect. No way. You fell, dude. No, I fell. No, dude.
You're supposed to do this market part. Curve, no? Stuff though.
Appreciate the help. You should be helping me. It's a race.
I went from first to second now.
So from first to last. A single rep.
Oh, I got it.
Ooh.
Dude, no way I got second here, man. It was like free candy.
You guys are finished already? Oh my god. This is not good. The struggle, dude. Alright, I did it. Alright, I dropped it again. Just because I had the very first best run. But no one is gonna see it. Story of my life. Alright, I went from 119 to 247. That's great.
A solid performance coming out there on Dust 2, Yanko. But I got to start with, were you guys surprised that they went for that as their pick? And going into Mirage, I guess confidence is sky high to take these guys down 2-0.
Yeah, we weren't really surprised. We thought there was a slight chance they might pick Nuke, but Ence is a team that really just tries to play towards their own strengths, and Dust 2 is their best map after with Train rather. So we were ready for the Dust 2 pick. Yeah, and yeah, we are comfortable with the veto and with the map pool. So yeah.
Well, it's looking really good for you guys. In this Mirage game, though, is there any worry that you might have to worry about some of the individuals stepping up from Ence, or do you think you've got this in the bag? Because it certainly seems like you guys are firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I think it's possible. You know, I don't think it's necessarily a lock for us that we're going to win Mirage, especially because we've been playing it really a lot lately. So you kind of mess with your own head, right? You maybe overthink some scenarios. You know, have we been doing some strat too much? You know, how are we doing maybe anti-ecos? And it's hard to keep track of everything when you have a game every day or every other day. So yeah, but in general, we're comfortable on the map that even if things start going badly, we have a lot of adjustments that we can make. And yeah, there's a reason why we picked it.
And this follows along on the reasoning that he actually had a podcast with Thorn recently, Thorn and Moses, Yanko, where he went into talking a little bit about the burnouts with Faze, how to deal with the stress, and how to rejuvenate their game map to map, and that they were really struggling with it. And here it definitely got bumpy. Dust 2, way closer than it looked like it was going to be. And so all of a sudden we're starting to fight back there towards the end of the second half. But it looks like, Cold Zero with some big plays, and the stars on Faze were enough to get the job done and take the first map. And so, Chad, we'll hand it over to you here to kick things off. What did you take away from this first map?
In the early stages for Ence, I was really happy, right? They did some strats over towards that B bomb site where they're exploiting the tendencies that I went over within the pre-show, and that was all looking good. But the other thing that I harped on was this double orb setup of Yampi and Alu. Now, let's be honest, they had like one or two flashy rounds between the two of them towards the tail end of that second half, but otherwise they were neutered. They weren't able to get into the game, and that's because Rain, coldzera, and Nico, look at all their opening frags. They were just running out long and opening that side of the map every single time and giving the number advantage in favor of FaZe, which meant that even though Yampi and Alu had the AWPs, they couldn't operate with them in a number even situation in a lot of these scenarios, and I think that was one of the biggest problems for Ence in this map right here.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think long has been abused by Faze Clan. I mean, they correctly localized the problems, and even at the end, you could see in the last round, Ence had actually the double setup towards A-long. That is supposed to be the strongest way to hold, because you can't have 3 players A-long. Let's be serious for a second. So they had the double setup with 1 pit, 1 towards the gate, and that just wasn't enough. Faze could actually win the trade 2 for 1, and then they play off of it. And there's something quite interesting about Faze Clan when they're playing, and I'm hearing their comms. It's the amount of ad hoc solution they find on the fly, and the amount of spontaneous organization that they have to do. And I have to credit a lot of these different players. coldzera, for instance, he's the one talking a lot during these 4v3s, keeping people calm, giving the tempo to the team as well, organizing what's going to happen, and they do that almost every single round. It's not like a team that starts and says, okay, let's run strategy pineapple, and then, okay, we do pineapple, and that is it, you just run through it. Has nothing to do with it. They take areas of the map, they see the trades, and then they come up with a plan. So I think on the long run, when you also think about all these games they're playing, their playstyle is actually quite hard to predict, because it's never a strategy, it's just an adaptation on the fly as what's happening.
Would you say that these are fundamentals that they're falling back on, Chad, that allows them to go ahead and react on the situation like that?
Yeah, like they have opening moves, right? And from those opening moves, they then just get all the information that they can and make the most educated decision based off the next set of moves they have to allow them to get into the next part of the map, or play those rotations based off the demo watching and tendencies that Yanko and Nico will have been looking at. But I just want to point out something here. coldzera, Rain, and Nico combined in that game had 15 opening kills between the 3 of them. Ence, with the all 5 members, only had 10 opening kills with their individuals. And that right there, I feel, is just something you can't have happening on a map like Dust 2, especially when I painted the picture that they had these 2 AWP players, which are meant to be the spearhead. They were losing the opening duels and unable to get back into it. And Rain, right here, the man on your screen, look, when he has a game like that, when he's running out looking like the Terminator, mate, he's hard to stop. And that's one of the factors, is this FaZe roster is so deep with talent. The fact that we were hyping up BMAS and Brokey about them being youngsters, well, then you just have to remember that we're dealing with 3 world-class players of coldzera, Rain, and Nico as well. So the kids, if they pop off, that's great. It means the old men get a bit of a chance to relax, but they want some of their own too. And you can see here today that, look, there's no fatigue. These guys are stoic as hell, and FaZe are looking good.
That is always the thing, man. Rain, he's just always, he's like the snake in the grass on that team. He's never quite there, but he's lethal. And, they always talk about Cold and Nico and everybody else, but there you have him, man. Rain, he's a lethal guy. And, well, going into the next map, he's going to have more opportunity to put that on show. Once again, we're getting into a bit of a brawly scenario here. It's going to be Mirage as the second map, and this is kind of, I guess, turned as the pug map right now, where you can kind of fall back on just the style of play that you were highlighting. And so, Maniac, what are we looking for here from FaZe going into this second map of the series?
Well, you just mentioned him. Rain, one of the unsung heroes of this lineup. I think he wrote some of the pages of his legends on that A side as a CD, right? He used to be, by my rules, one of the best A anchor that ever graced the game, and he's had so many great games, so he's going to have another opportunity to do it here as well. And if I just think of FaZe and the T side, I do believe at the moment that they have kept this Kerrigan mentality, which is basically that their beginning of the round is very, very hard to read. It almost always looks the same, but they can finish the round in 36 different ways. So if you let them get away with the beginning, if you let them win these first few rounds that open up all the tactical doors for the late stage of the game, this is going to be such a hassle, because you'll have people coming at you from every part of the map, whereas the first 10 seconds just look the same. So you cannot have a pre-setup, you cannot really gamble on the side, because you never know what's going to happen. So if you're Ence right now, you need to calm the beast down instantly from the get-go.
Indeed. And, well, gentlemen, we have to move on. We have to get into the thick of things right now. And so, Chad, we're going to hear from you after the map. But this is going to be it. We have to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hand it over to our commentators and see if FaZe can get the job done in 2.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are kicking off the decade here. Not every day you get to say that. With the Blast Premier Spring Series. We do have the very best in the business, the best in the world competing here.
Just take initiative and we're gonna win. Alright?
Let's go.
Okay, boys. Let's close this shit out. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun.
That's a hell of a shot. A second from the lead. 15 seconds on the clock. He turns around and the ball goes out. Oh my god, the 180. Let's go. Another kill. This should, by all means, be absolutely impossible here for MIBR. This should be the end of the road here.
Siri, who is the easiest target?
Gold.
He does still have the AK cold with everything to do, just popping noggins. He's cleared 3 bodies and the 4th.
Let's go.
Let's go, guys. Let's focus on. Let's go.
Tickets booked to the spring final.
The final day here of Group A.
Liquid gonna end up winning in overtime, 19-17.
I want you guys to get real pumped.
It's the last series of this first weekend.
Go, guys. Have a party to go. What?
He's got 14 bullets in the magazine. Half the clip is gone. He peeks wide, and that's it. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, Spring Series Week 1 comes to a close. Higher seating and a fat stack of cash for Faze Clan. Welcome back, everybody. Second map of Mirage between Faze and Ence is now one step closer, and as we take a look at the betway odds on the screen, we see that Faze are heavily favored. With this, Mohan, how convinced are you Faze on Mirage?
Well, yeah, this is of course, lean slightly because their win on Dust 2. That's just natural, but it's Faze's map pick. They've got a strong Mirage, so I think you gotta think like, well, partly it was interesting because of how the ban started out and Faze floating their threats. They've just banned out Train, but yeah, on Mirage, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it should be a pretty good map for Faze. I wasn't even anticipating that this would be their first pick, but of course this is just a strong one. And the win-loss for Ence is 4-3 right now on Mirage. They have a bad loss versus Vitality and also a very strong win versus them. They really kind of lean heavily towards the CT side in terms of how many rounds they need to win, 60-40. Whereas if we look at Faze Clan, I think it's a tad bit more even. So yeah, in terms of map pools right now, we've got a good situation here for both teams. Of course, we've got 3 of the 4 top maps for Ence. Wait a second. We're playing Nuke last, right? We're playing Nuke. Yeah, Nuke, that makes sense, yeah. A couple of bad losses for Faze, of course, on Nuke. And I think what was really good for Faze was there was a narrow miss of Inferno. Because recently, like, Faze, this is a map that they end up picking quite often. But they're also 0-3 in their last 3 maps. Lost versus Big versus Nip and versus Godsend all last week. So I think, yeah, it's another reason why this veto is pretty strong. We talked a little bit about form on basically everybody. How a couple things that are interesting is that Ence are a very consistent team throughout. Who Sergey is probably the most consistent in terms of all of these different pieces of criteria. How Yumpy has this extraordinary impact rating as compared to anyone on his team or even anyone on Faze. And as for Faze, we've got. Oh yeah, no worries. Yeah. Oh yeah. We have basically a situation where, you know, cold. I was just having a conversation with someone on my stream the other day, but yeah, cold. You know, being bought out for $1 million is like, was it worth it? If you think about it, I mean, should have been more. You know, he's definitely done his job and more. He's brought over a whole sect of Brazilian fans to this roster, but then also has just contributed and kept up his form at that peak level to stay alongside Nico, and it feels like he's also been a great influence with all of these younger Faze players that have come onto the team, Bimas and Brokey. Now, Brokey, I will say, he looks a lot more comfortable on basically all of these maps, and if we look at Brokey's stats in the past couple of weeks, the times that Faze have lost a map is when Brokey goes negative or has a below 1.0 rating. Virtually every single time that he's played well, him playing well doesn't necessarily mean Faze will win, but him playing badly almost always means Faze will lose, which is kind of interesting. Bimas is still finding his positions in that sense. You know, Olaf, being the role player that he was probably filling in more gaps for Faze than Bimas can right now. And in the past couple of weeks, Bimas's form overall has dropped by 0.8 if we just average out a couple of the different weeks, which I did before the game. But this is a map that he definitely bounced back on. This was a map where Bimas and Brokey both were the reason that Faze were able to take Na'Vi on Mirage. So there's a lot of good things here for the young guns coming into Mirage, and that's what's going to keep this map interesting, especially versus Ence, who are looking strong these days as well. So I think we lost Connor. That's why you're hearing me talk so much. I'll ramble on a bit, but he'll be back in a second, and we'll just go off of what we see out of this round. First things first, on Mirage, they're going to have these B exec come through. Rain with another double entry off the flash assist from Nico, leaving Ence in the 3v5 post plant to retake B site. And Bimas is here to make sure, as the doorman, that nobody gets through. Alu will be the first one kicked outside the club, and now he'll take a peek and see that there's somebody else. Sergey, he wants to go for a smoke break. He's going to get stuffed. Stunny is now coming in off of Cat, and is basically the only thing they have going for them at this point. And Rain ends up dying, but we're also looking at Dust2 after Rain, who had such a fantastic time on entries. Sponge did a good job of highlighting how some of the opening duels went. And in the first half, we did see a couple of rounds where the opening duels did not tell the full story for Ence. They were still able to win 4v5, but overall, Faze Clan came out ahead. But the point was that Faze were finding these 5v4s constantly. So a very, very strong start here for Faze Clan.
Hey, Mohan.
Take a look at this. Hey.
Hey, buddy.
Hey. Okay, we're back.
I abandoned you for a little bit there. Yeah.
Okay. No worries. I'm just going to quickly
abandon me.
Hop into the server.
Okay, yeah, nice. In which case, let me take this one for you guys. Let me paint the picture as to what's up, alright? We got Faze Clan winning another pistol, but don't you forget for a moment that on Dust 2, we saw Ence, and in particular, Alu's Scout, be what they needed to buy and bounce right back. But Yumpy three-piece with the Deagle, just blowing them away here on the B-bomb site. Ariel, he's going to have a little bit of cover back on the bench, but this is a 4 versus 2. Nico, he's going to cut back a second player, but they don't have the bomb. That was dropped inside the windowsill as Yumpy went big. Brokey and Nico, that is only 56 health combined, and yet from the 2 versus 4, they've cut it back to the 2v2. And Nico, he's getting dangerously close to the marketplace, but you can see them looking back at that bomb, trying to piece together this puzzle. Like, how the hell are we going to go back and get it? And then you wonder if they even have to. They could just straight up go for the eliminations. They know Sergey's inside this window, but Sergey peeks into Nico, taking him down and forcing Brokey into the clutch. He's going to try versus Sergey, but he's distracted as Alu comes off of Catwalk. It's the scout that seals the deal, but it's Yumpy that gets the show started.
Well, Yumpy comes through. We'll have to obviously take a look at that again. We'll get the replay on this. Pretty crazy Deagle triple sitting at the bottom of window and not even letting Bimass try to bounce out. Cold Zera was going to be there for the instant trade, but instead it's the instant headshot. Another second round mishap, a tragedy here for Faze Clan. We saw on the T side of Dust 2, the same thing happened to the scout of Valu, but this time it's the Deag of Yumpy to help out even more. Now Faze will try to counterforce and bring this round back into their favor. Connor, just before the game started, I was talking about how, Bimass and Brokey were 2 of the reasons why Faze Clan were able to win Mirage versus Navi the other week. And of course, this is the map that Brokey had 41 kills, I believe, and everyone was looking up his settings. But they still lost. But he tried. I mean, he wasn't the reason they lost, is basically the point.
If you're talking about finding people's settings, man, I was looking at Ariel's crosshair in that first map and thinking it was awful, but then he's gone
another bad crosshair.
He's gone ahead and made it worse. He made it worse between maps. He changed it. It is this massive, ugly, giant spaced like plus 20 gap or something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to share this one with you guys once the round is over, once the map is over. But for the time being, we've got an upset, of course, at hand here. Faze Clan making the absolute most of the little they had to work with. 5 versus 2. Dude, I have a hunch that this Mirage map is just gonna be a back and forth roller coaster. We had so many tied moments on Dust 2 before that 16-14 finish that I'm anticipating the exact same charade here on Mirage.
Yeah, it could very well be, of course, the 2 most welcoming maps, 2 tight score lines, Dust 2 and Mirage for sure. Unless it's an Inferno 3rd map decider. But yeah, it's going to be Ence to grab a kill, but that's it. Don't even really remember how this fell apart so quickly, but sort of started with some B-apps action, and yeah, kill distribution pretty even across the board. But yeah, we'll have to. Are you going to tweet it out? Take a picture of the aerial crosshair next round.
Oh yeah, I could do that.
We have to decide because last time we tweeted this out, it was with Gratisfaction's black crosshair.
Yeah,
that was a very, very strange crosshair that we had to make sure everybody saw. But now it's Ariel's crosshair. I think it's definitely worse than Gratisfaction's black crosshair somehow. And I can't believe he frags with it.
Ooh, Sunny survives. Just at the very end of that one. He's able to get away.
Oh, this actually looks better.
Yeah.
No, this looks better than last map.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, last map was insane.
Well,
okay.
We'll agree to disagree, my friend, as the map goes on.
Yeah, I mean, you can take a picture of this, but no one's gonna. You're the only person who's gonna get roasted, I'd say.
Yeah, I know. Now that I'm looking at it, I realize, it's not that bad. I think recalling Gratisfaction's hideous crosshair makes this one look not so bad. But in the end, it is Ariel with his crosshair.
See?
Putting in work, man. So, listen, I'll shut my mouth. He goes to the top of mid with the just wrecks face, $1,200 SMG, cutting down Nico and Rain.
Okay, Prius, go back. I'm going to show people now this crosshair. You won't have to do it. Okay, yeah, you're going to look like a fool, Connor, putting this on Twitter.
Oh, man. It's because I recently changed to a tiny little crosshair myself that now that I look at these monstrosities, I just can't do it. That's been the beauty of commentating Counter-Strike with these new console commands, is like, I've been influenced You know, we've been watching the pros, but I've never been in the server with them and their crosshairs. Everybody's got these little tiny shindigs, and then Aerials takes up half the damn screen. But again, he made it work. That top mid SMG aggression straight out the gate has done everything that's unfolded this round. Ever since then, we've just had FaZe slowly working their way through middle, and eventually they're going to walk into Yumpy. He is right here, ready to lock it down. He gets the first kill and damage, which is enough for Sunny to spray through smoke and seal the deal. 3 survivors here for Ence, but Aerial doesn't get an upgrade.
Yeah, after that round, I mean, what gun got him the 2K versus the rifles? He was full flashed, but nobody swung on him. He just had open vision, and I guess because there was either a counter flash or Rain got blinded by his own teammate's flash, that might have been a reason that it stopped it. But yeah, Ence go ahead, stop it with mid control. FaZe will buy up once again. They've got the 2 AKs in hand. Yeah, scary situation, of course, no matter what. I think the full B contact play is just becoming more popular. This is just the kind of round you'd want to do that on, but the round is their oyster, really. Spreading out, defaulting is all up to them. They just kind of want to focus fire with these rifles and just keep the pistols behind them to pick them up if they can, because everyone's got armor apart from Bimass.
Hello, Alu. Goodbye, Bimass. Rain up next, gets caught out. Little quick peeks here from Ence. One from the windowsill, one from the base of connector, and that's how we get to this 5v3. So again, just boiling down the mid play by the looks of it. Nico trying to catch somebody alongside these smokes, but he knows he's in such a compromised position. When these smoke grenades fade, he could be caught in a triage of peaks, but ooh, he's going to get the best of Sunny. Found him hiding in the corner. There's the window play from Alu. He's good for a second, but down he goes. Nico, a 2-piece in the round so far. Coldzera tries to come out onto the bomb site, but Sergey, very nicely done. He just keeps his head tucked behind box, shaving off, oh, the connector player, but cold. He wants it. Oh, he wants it bad. One deagle shot between the eyes of Aerial is all that he needs. And Aerial's right there at the bottom of connector, comes peeking up through the corpses to seal the deal. That's Ence with a 3rd round, but only 1 survivor.
God damn, that was a good try with the deagle. I mean, 2 kills counts for a lot of damage, but holy smokes, this second frag, this hard flick to jungle, pow. Yeah, you gotta eat that one. I mean, I think he felt okay knowing cold is low, I guess. But yeah, it's a little bit scary in that situation. But Aerial's gonna handle it. And now yeah, looks like FaZe heavy lean towards B. It's basically the full pistols. There's 2 players here, one's boosted up. But Aerial, he's full facing. However, he goes down 1 for 1. Will they spot the fence player?
We'll find out. Yumpy, oh no, playing with grenades, still in the Molotov. He just burns to an absolute crisp, although still able to take one with him because that's just Yumpy things. Alu very quickly in through the arch side. Brokey's gonna cover it from bench with the 2-piece, and Sergey's all that's left over. He gets that spam damage, but it's not enough to drop either player yet. He knows where they are. He keeps Brokey away from that marketplace, away from sneaking into cover. Now Bimass back behind Van, down to the USP. Sergey with the sidearm, taking a 4th for Ence.
I'm just glad we have some normalcy here. 3 rounds in a row for Ence. They lock it up on the anti-eco. So now we can kind of settle down, I guess, where FaZe, they won't be able to buy. And yeah, they put together 2 broken buys. They come close in both occasions. They get the bomb down, most importantly on this one, so they'll be okay for the next one. But at least Ence have settled into this half a little bit more now, winning that economic game of chicken, putting two in a row together. But was this the... Okay, never mind. They actually had a little bit more money than I saw at first. They're pretty okay. They're a little bit light on grenades. They have to Galil just to... Usually you Galil so you get a nade kit, but here they have to Galil just because they can't afford Galil or grenades. And grenades, excuse me. So that means they couldn't have afforded an AK if they wanted to. Well, the push up through Palace, a fast crush, it looks like, no flash at all.
Sunny and Sergey, 2 quick headshots. It was looking good, but Brokey and Rain do get something going for them. I wonder if it's going to get awkward here. We've got the double op on the retake plus Ariel's SMG, which has been on point, but as they try to retrieve that bomb, it's Nico to continue on. The only man in the 1v3, just good for the first. He almost, and I mean almost, gets Yumpy with the continuation spray, but that's not going to work out for him, and Ence sit pretty on 5.
Yeah, I mean, the strats aren't necessarily bad, right? Like, they're going for stuff that they would actually do sometimes with better guns, so I just find it a little bit weird that FaZe have bought 3 rounds in a row. They like, manage with that one, and these full-out Palace contact plays can be good strats, and obviously, you know, Ence are probably not prepared for something like that, but they do just fine at the end of the day. The first kill doesn't come out quickly enough for FaZe, and FaZe are onto another half-buy with pistols.
Yumpy's revealing himself already, though. Look at this. The T's are going to get aggressive, and Yumpy's able to come back and lend the helping hand. Ooh, stuck between 2 players. Ariel also dropped the ump. Not doing him too much justice, although he does get those first 2 kills, of course. However, not enough to prevent the plant. Now, Nico picks up that ump, and he's going to just keep to the deagle. I don't even know if he's reloaded it, so the deagle's going to have to be real crisp. And he does manage to get himself back around the depths of the bomb site. So he's got a little bit of cover. He can hear these CTs getting ever closer. There's the first deagle headshot. He needs 2 more of those in the exact same fashion, and Alu sits in the window to get Ence their 6th.
Okay, well, yeah, that was scary, but Ence, they find another one. It's a quick 4 in a row for them. It's been an easy go of it. They haven't had to wait for Faze Clan to get all of the guns that they wanted to get. But this time around, they don't hold on to that second op. Was it lost, or did they just end up rebuying it? It looks like, yeah, they just have one this time. No, Alu, I think he has it on the floor, right?
Yes, sir, on the ground.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. I'm like looking over at the guns. Okay, so the 2 ops are still in play. Decent amount of money left over, but yeah, much better round here from FaZe. So they've had a fight in every single round, whether it was a full buy or not. But they haven't managed to win any of the last 4. Early mid-control here for FaZe Clan. Rain off to the races. He's been a great entry fragger so far across both maps.
The picture of the crosshair you posted is actually fake. Don't believe him. It looks far worse in game. This is fake news from Launders, not a credible source.
I mean, I have a really good phone camera. It's a real picture.
However, this is not fake information. Rain just spotting over the top of the smoke. This time they actually have connector. We've seen gunfights unfold as FaZe tried to get up Cat, where Ence would throw players inside of Con, but by smoking off the top of it themselves, they have primed themselves to instead hold back on Cat. Now, there isn't a 3rd CT in position. It is just Ariel by Arch, and then, of course, Yumpy over towards the apartments with a bit of a deeper vision. But Ariel, he's going to call out this boost. Oh, just as Nico took to the top of the box, he goes down. Yumpy peeks in and also dropped empty-handed. This was looking flawless until Alu has a bit of a say in the situation. Just good for the 1 kill, and Sunny immediately has to go hide in his palace to save. If he could find an op, that'd be great, but it looks like he just gets a 4th piece of utility, tucks tail, and gives FaZe their 3rd.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ence gave them a lot of space at mid. They get that pressurized mid split going on, and as soon as they do get onto the proper guns, FaZe go ahead and finally pick one up. So off of that, you know, with the combat opping from Brokey was really nice. He's a good T-side opper. I don't have the stats to back it up, just the eye test for me, but seems to be quite decent on both sides. However, talk about both sides. We've got a Sunny sandwich coming in here in Palace. They're pushing up fast. I mean, he could, if he's lucky, knock the bomb down, but Coldzera, headshot versus headshot, and the AK wins every time. So there is no save and play for Ence, and although they have a lead, their economy has been kind of wiped out, so maybe all of those rounds at FaZe bot applied enough pressure here to the CT side to make things interesting.
Yes, sir. Looks like they're going to go for it. So M4A1S, M4A4, 3 Deegs, 4 flashbangs, 1 smoke, and a frag. Don't forget the kit. It's there for Yumpy. So Ence have the absolute bare bone minimum of a buy, but at least the key tools to potentially take the win. Faze, they're going to set up entirely outside of this A site. No early middle control. No attempt at a connector pinch. Just burning down the clock a bit, it seems. Holding for some type of an aggression. And then they're going to play off of this execute. So we get the 3 smokes up and over. Molly does force the feet of one CT down into the bomb site. You can see him just trying to hide here. He's cowering for cover. It is not a confident position for him to be in, but Sergey still able to pick up 1 kill. And Alu, that was over top of the smoke. He got boosted, and Rain just shoots through it. He puts him back into the 3 versus 3. Now they're a little bit skeptical of the CT peak, but now is their chance to plant. Soon enough, we're gonna have Ence walking into these crosshairs. Rain just waiting for it, can't manage. B-Mass, good for the 1. Brokey into the clutch. He's got the HP advantage over Alu. Alu back behind Ticket, trying to dodge shots as he has the cover of smoke, and Brokey's got the bomb. So he just holds this. The pressure's not on Brokey. Not yet. In fact, there's no pressure. Both players walking away from the initial engagement. What if they meet up here in Murder Hole?
Oh my god, does Brokey have a feeling he's actually gonna try the rotate? He was trying to catch him, but yet the timing does not work out well in his favor. Alu just spotting, but as soon as the clock goes a little bit further, he knows he can't go B. Alu can start the flank, and Brokey is on full alert, but no one's peeking CT spawn. So now I think he knows. Yeah, he's planning open for... Man, this guy, he's the best clutcher this year, and he doesn't plan on losing this 1v1.
Ooh, he takes a bit more damage. He knows exactly where Alu's at. That's his last flash. Alu's got 1 as well. Brokey not wide swinging just yet. Not quite sure if he's extended. Now he gets the confirmation and the 1-tap assassination. Brokey with the clutch.
That's where Nico pats him on the back and says, "You learned from the best, kid." Nice 1-tap. Holy. Man, he really sweated it out in that 1v1. He could have probably got a plant right away. But I'm glad he didn't, because we got to see his brain work here. He really called out that Alu wasn't in CT spawn off of that. Went into jungle to see if he had rotated in early. Was very smart about every part of that move. That was sick to watch, man. Brokey, you're nuts.
Yeah. Ooh, great flashbang. Perfect. Alu, he gets himself 2 flash assists as Nico gets a couple of kills, but there's Ariel with the AK trying to make the difference here. 2 versus 2, and this play from coldzera should be enough. Ariel, ready for it, but not able to stop it. Can Alu, glass cannon, 36 HP, initially had vision on bomb. Oh, wait, no, that's called out. Or, no. Oh, he doesn't seem to know.
I just know how far he went. Oh, he's thinking about it being just straight up B, not someone peeking into the window. It's one of those confusing situations where, because you don't have the bomb, you're a slave to the rotations. But Alu, I mean, he's back into a good spot. Oh, a small bit of timing. He almost got into the market window, and potentially coldzera could have made some noise without thinking he'd get there. Very unlucky for Alu to try that. But I am also glad that we didn't have another eco round loss, because it's like, honestly, I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting sick of it.
Yeah, you just want some standard Counter-Strike, huh?
Well, yeah, I just want, I want it to be like, if you have the better guns, you win most of the time, so that, there's a point to analysis as opposed to,
Sure, you want structure and logic and
trying to get
comprehension.
Some control. Yeah, I just want a little bit, this is the stable, I want it to be more stable.
Yeah, you're the type of guy who wears the same socks on both feet. You're the kind of guy who ties his shoes every time he takes them on and off.
Why are you making a normal person sound like they're weird?
Well, maybe normal is subjective and nobody's told you yet.
What is with you and all of your Tumblr quotes, man? I've had it up to here with them.
Yeah, well, listen, it's only the first day, so there's lots of it to come, Mohan. And
Connor's
also,
you're the kind of guy who puts on your pants 1 leg at a time. That's weird. Okay.
There are differing worldviews, okay? And I see a world right here where we're going to get another clash on mid. B-Mass gets eyes over the ledge, but there's a second CT just beneath him. Yumpy empty-handed. B-Mass and Brokey, a couple of quick kills to start this 12th round. Looks like Faze should be tying at 6. They get the 3rd for completely free. And there's the answer. It took a bit of time, but Sergey's found at least 1 kill. A second as well. No third, though. That's Faze Clan tying at 6.
Yeah, so Ence try to answer back this time versus the mid control with mid control of their own. It's a bit scarier on the CT side just because you've gotta commit players into the ramp where they have nowhere to fall back to. And then, they're abusable from positions like here on top of the catwalk. This smoke actually doesn't work in their favor sometimes. So yeah, it's a very precarious spot. It's not a bad play to make on CT side once in a while, but you really need to get the opening kill. Otherwise, the whole setup is bad. Your CTs that are out there have no way to be traded. So the FaZe will be happy to win a round like that. b3, he seems aware of the potential for an underpass push. But Ariel, with this crosshair, this UMP, he's been pretty good. Oh, b3 is scared a bit. Okay, he takes some damage, but not much.
Seeing as it is just pistols, let's all take a moment and say RIP to b3. The 4 iBuy power stickers on a Safari mesh.
Oh my god, this is 2014?
Yeah, baby. Not the hollows, but still a fat stack of CS cash on a Safari mesh. All the pistols die, of course, as we expect. This is Faze Clan flexing the economy, just showering the cash in the face of Ence here to take their 1-point lead. But how much further, Mohan? How much further on this T side will they extend past Ence? Because they are staring a 6-9 half in the face. They've got all the money in the world to get there. And that's a very commandeering lead when they already have the map advantage.
Yeah, no, T-side, obviously, these rounds are going to help out quite a bit. So, yeah, the 2 ops to play with here for Ence. This will change things up a little bit. I think that mid-control scared them somewhat. I'd say FaZe have a lot of options here. Their B-splits look pretty solid. Their mid-control has looked solid most of the time. But instead, they're going to go back to this A-take. And this has been off and on. We didn't see this work every single time. Nico's going to get a lot of information on the sound here, working his way down to connector. Alu scoped up. Actually, maybe Nico didn't hear him, but it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, now Nico's going to have cover from his smoke. He's meant to get away, but it doesn't go far enough. It's not the perfect grenade to keep Alu out of the situation. He regains the vision, but coldzera's oh so close with Yumpy also on jungle. Alu manages to get out from connector, but in the meantime, we saw b3 work over towards Ticket, cut off Ariel, leave only the double ops here for the retake. Such little help for 2 of these T's. Down goes 1. Alu trying to find his opening, but Rain taking to the top side of the box, drops both shots, and takes FaZe to 8.
Yeah, Rain just pelting players today. So far, so good, man. That's a scary situation here. Nico, I mean, he finds a bit of timing to run down mid. Sunny has no idea. Alu was the player to go to mid, and I think Sunday is the one who boosted him into CPL. But that in-between timing where Alu is getting in through to the CPL and then coming out cat to spot things is when Nico has made his move. Unfortunate timing there, honestly, but also, cool that they moved so quickly. b3 2 for 2 stopping this underpass push, allowing the 5v4 here for FaZe to come into play once again. Could eventually force another mistake out of Ence, and in fact, because of the guns, you can expect that the CTs are probably going to push something else. It's actually just a re-aggression from the last player to die to b3, an Ariel, to go try to collect some information. He's made his way all the way to Snacks, and b3 is quite low at the end of Hall, so he's not going to peek back in just yet. He is holding somewhat tentatively. He'll now move back over towards A, and this is where things could get interesting from the CTs depending on what Ariel learns.
He hasn't found anything just yet, and now Sunny. He's got unanswered questions. Cold, gonna best Sergey over towards the palace. Imagine how much more pressure that now puts on the shoulders of Sunny. He's hoping that ramp flank comes in, but as they wait for it to happen, everything falls apart. Ariel, sure, he's in position, but they found him, and more importantly, they dealt with everybody else before he even has the chance. That is 7 rounds in a row to close to the favor of FaZe. Come back after the break for the second half of Mirage.
he's live.
Yeah, it's live.
Alright, everybody. Perfect. No way. No way. Oh, he fell, dude. No, I fell. No, dude. You're supposed to do this market part. Curve, no? Stuff, though. Appreciate the help. You should be helping me. It's a race.
Going from first to second now.
So from first to last. Single rep. Oh, I got it. Ooh.
Dude, no way I got second here, man. It was like free candy.
You guys are finished already? Oh my god. This is not good. The struggle, dude. Alright, I did it. Alright, I dropped it again. Just because I had the very first best run. But no one's gonna see it. Story of my life. Alright, I went from 119 to 247. That's great.
Okay. Sick!
Zirga galva.
Boy, doesn't lose, dude.
Bro, this is the first time I one tap someone, I think.
It's first time for everything, bro.
I'm not sure what's funnier. Nico saying there's a first time for everything, or Brokey's maniacal laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. It seemed
Oh
like
my
he's
God.
like, since that day, he never didn't one tap again.
Yeah.
Four odds here for Ence as wow, that's kind of nuts. I mean, I feel like it's not that steep in the favor of FaZe right now. They're up a map, yeah. They're up in rounds, yeah. But I mean, I certainly don't think they're necessarily out of this map, even though it looks quite good for FaZe. And I feel like Nuke is definitely, FaZe. They've had some real confidence knocks on Nuke recently, so
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know, but we'll start with this half.
Yeah. Smoking a flash for Sunny. That's the utility here for the T side. Big old clumping of the T's outside of the ramp room, and they're just gonna jump. They're gonna hop. They're gonna parade their way into A as deep as they can get. Brokey trying to find the hole, and he slips through it. Nico, he's looking for the headshot on the other side, but this does allow the CTs to go over towards Ticket. It's supposed to. Yampy just sticks his little neck out and actually manages to catch Nico. So 4 versus 4 is what we're left with as the bomb has gone down. And look at this post plant for Ence. It's very much split down the middle. Rain, he's about to creep up on the jungle player, but he does get cut down by Sunny first. So now the pressure's really on. B-Mass, he tries to stick it inside of the smoke, and that doesn't work at all. It's Ence with the second pistol.
I guess that was the second time Brokey's ever one-tapped somebody. Yeah, wow. Okay, well, that retake setup, we've seen it a million times for FaZe on this map, where they come through with those two smokes and try to come through CT spawn. It's the same story, a different day, and sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Comes down to the headshots. Ence will go ahead, grab that one. put Faze onto a eco themselves. Ecos were extremely ugly in the first few rounds of the first half. It was actually Ence to come out ahead at the end of the day. But it was Faze to win the original pistol round. So let's see if Faze can pull off the redemption arc, or if it'll just be a filler arc while we wait for the rifles. As long as it's not 1,000 episodes like One Piece, I'm down to watch.
See, that's why I have commitment issues. I can't keep up to some of these encyclopedia-type shows, man.
Yeah.
Luckily, Counter-Strike's the gift that just keeps giving. Every round, every match, day after day. It's a glorious place to spend your time.
Well,
how about the cat push? How about the app split? How about Brokey blows your damn head off? Yumpy, he's the first man down cold, out from the corner with a little bit more damage, but B-Mass, he's trying to hide behind Van. Brokey's gonna get tagged to a single HP, so Sergey, he's got just the first. Rain gonna also be tagged up, but body bags both Sergey and Sunny, and now Alu into the 1v1. And he has a good amount of HP, the advantage, but it's the angle, the nasty little dirtbag angle from Rain. I absolutely love it. He's just peering through the shelves like he's keeping them from shoplifting. Faze take double digits.
He's just tucked into the cash register, counting the money, racking him up. $900 here for Rain, and I can't believe he gets Sergey, let alone Sunny, let alone Alu. All of these positions, they were coming in to kill him. They were ready to trade. They just had a mechanical failure. Couldn't put together the bullets. Faze Clan actually put together the second round. It's a really big flub from Ence though, man. That's that's no good. They ran into a B stack and actually, came out looking okay there for a second.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Maybe it should be 4 odds.
Yeah, maybe. Rain up there, man. 16 kills, 10 deaths at the moment. He, of course, is rewarded with the AK that he stole from them last round. See, that's the lesson to be learned, right? You don't have to worry about the customers. It's the employees behind the cash register who are emptying the drawers. Nico, off the top of stairs, just good for the first. He didn't expect Sunny to be so close, and Brokey, you're gonna let Sunny get away with this? He's got himself another Deagle headshot, but more importantly, even has pause on the M4. Meanwhile, Rain's gonna extend through the smoke, and that bomb is planted in the eyes of the post plant. The one-tap, dirt nap, down goes Sergey. Sunny back in for the clutch. He's gonna need the ace if he wants to close this. B-Mass, he gets onto the bomb to try and elicit the peak, but they hunt him down. Rain, the difference maker, yet again. He secures the 3-piece and the 11th for Faze.
Man, that was an insane try, of course. I mean, Brokey, that was really funny for him to die that way. Rain comes in, popping a squat, Rain. Yeah, he's happy to have won that one, I guess. But Rain comes through on both that last round and this one to save him. And we get that zoom punch in as Nico shows us that one-tapping is a lifestyle. He does it every single round. And yeah, man, Rain, he definitely looks so sick right now. There's no doubt about it. He's quietly come up to top fragging on the team. And I mean, not all frags are made equal. And yeah, he got one round with 3K on a Deagle, but that's versus a buy. And on this round, it was an eco that they could have easily lost. So, very important frags coming out of Rain on both Dust 2 and Mirage so far. He's kind of been the MVP of the maps, I'd say. Even if he didn't top frag on Dust 2, I'm not sure if he did, but 3 AK buy here for Ence. And they're looking to swing on Nico's back. It's all going to come down to Brokey and cover him.
He's allowed them to get over to the box, but it's the underpass peak with Sunny's AK that does spell disaster for Nico. There's the second one from Sunny, because he's able to get into cover just in the nick of time. Now, how about Rain? You gonna go big again, bud? He's looking for it. Molly burns off the Palace peak, so that delays it ever so slightly. Sunny, he's standing out in the open because he is red hot after those first 2 kills. He is looking for the third. Gotta keep your gun out. At any moment, we could have seen Rain go for the peak, but BMAS is not going to have any kind of a jungle cross, so they are very much giving the bomb site to Ence for the moment. A little smoke grenade to make it weird. Sunny versus BMAS inside of jungle. That could be a big play. But it looks like he gets away instead, trying to join forces with the other two CTs on ticket. Rain gets sent soaring as Aerial moves back towards ramp and Sunny goes in. Now actively flanking the two remaining members here for FaZe, so they are very boxed into the situation. They don't realize that the guillotine's about to come dropping down upon them in the form of Sunny. He sprays them from the back. Now Brokey's going to have to try to find a new piece of cover, but he just doesn't have time to win this. The 2T's going to take it. That's Ence with an 8th, and FaZe still lead by 3. Ooh, as both players get away.
Yeah, both players narrowly live. Man, it's kind of a weird map. I feel like I've never seen a map with it feels like so much individual talent and so much lack thereof at the same time. There's been some rounds with some flubs coming in, but it's like Rain saving the day on some of these rounds for Ence. We've got Sunny saving some of these rounds. He's been amazing so far in these past couple on the T side. I mean, certainly the focal point here is on Sunny with these 2 rounds, is putting FaZe on a save basically all by himself, doing the damage in the last round, and of course being able to win this one. Deagle up on the eco, and it looks like Ence, I mean, it appears they're running headfirst into the eco. Truth is, they've only got 2 players on the ramp, and the bomb is nice and adequately placed at the top of mid to keep options wide open. Wow, it's a very delayed B-split. I would honestly say this is a bit scary for Ence, but they've got enough time with the smoke down, the rotations, they turn the corner. No one's up close this time around. And they've already spotted the 1 man in B.
Second player in B is Nico, and that's also an easy kill here. So the only damage that's been done thus far were those weak grenades thrown into the ramp, which could have been way worse for Sunny. You know, he could have been blown away, AK maybe retrieved. If there is significant obvious damage there, then maybe FaZe try to follow suit and really force the fight. Again, remember, they have so little to lose here in the 20th round. But in the end, nothing comes of it. And now as they push through ramp, there is nothing there for them. So a cold, clammy close to the 20th round. That's going to put Ence within 2.
Yeah. Now, I will say, Connor, just to help you out on this, I looked at the picture again, and Aerial's crosshair, it definitely doesn't look as big as it does in-game.
Thank you.
Yes, I think someone else has posted the picture of like a screenshot from within the game, but yeah. But this is still all to say that Dust 2 crosshair, that was
worse. I'll agree.
I've never seen something like that. It's probably the reason Ence lost Dust 2 was Aerial's crosshair. I would go as far as to say, I don't mean to overreact, but that was one of the worst crosshairs I've ever seen.
So this is absolute confirmation. Mohan recognizing the fact that he spread fake news
No, I didn't spread
to over 30,000 of his followers. You can't trust this guy with anything, all right? I should know. I work with him. This is a warning to you all.
Okay. Really putting me on blast here, on blast.
Yeah, a little bit. It's all fun and games. That's what this round should be for FaZe. Just have some fun with it, man. You've saved a few deagles. You've got nothing else spent into it. You know, look for some frags. Get a couple headshots.
Yeah, nothing too inspired here for Faze Clan. Even spread. I don't want to say like mayonnaise on toast because you're going to have something to say about that as if that's kind of weird, but they're spread out like ketchup on a hot dog. How's that?
I'll let that one slide.
You're fine with that? Okay. Okay, yeah. Dijon on a hot dog. But it's a tease to come back towards A ramp for the full exec this time. It's not a fake. Bit of conditioning here on the last round to scare FaZe into thinking it's going to be B.
Yes, sir.
The A site's wide open.
Just a nice, full-fledged, utility-focused execution, and it's supposed to go well. Supposed to, because we get a couple of deagle kills coming out of nowhere. Ence, they thought they had it for the taking. Think of the way they so easily walked into that with zero resistance until the bomb plant attempt comes in. Now, it is the 3v3, and Yumpy, he is looking for the CT peak, but it's going to come at him from both angles, and Aerial, he doesn't check. Oh, cold! He does more damage. It's on to B-Mass. A single bullet versus Sunny could be enough. He's been seen, and Sunny, he doesn't have much time to play around, so he has to prioritize plant. Now what? P250 has relocated from jungle, wrapping around to connector, could decide to peek up over top of stairs, and Sunny looks away. B-Mass, he's been seen again, and Sunny's gonna get it. That is way too close for comfort, but Ence still take their 10th.
I'm shocked that B-Mass doesn't actually grab that kill. Sunny was within one hit of dying. That was a super close call. A bit of a scary situation, but man, this is a very nice eco from Faze. They show us what you can do with 3 players that are sitting on the opposite side of smokes. Imagine if you had a setup like this versus rifles. The bomb planting audible is so strong that you can really just pinpoint it through the smoke, and it makes it a tough situation. Because we always know that on Mirage, one thing's open, either CT spawn or the jungle. So Faze take a small loss on that one, but they do get the 4 kills of damage. It keeps Ence a bit honest. They're still up by 1 round, and Ence will take a timeout to talk about things. You can't say they did anything particularly bad in that round, right? They did everything well. There was a bit of conditioning from the last round with the A exec on this one and actually committing to it instead of faking. But yeah, some things you can't really prepare for. That really cool boost we saw from Rain, the spam damage through the smoke to the plant. Maybe a flash to support while they planted could have been an idea, but you can't really pick apart that kind of stuff. I think it was very cool from Faze and a good attempt.
Broky's already posted on this. Let's hope for Ence's sake that Aerial and Alu go for the double, or nice. Using the flashbang to ensure that they can go in to their own peak. Broky has to go all the way back into the bomb site. Now there is a third CT here for Faze. That was Rain pushed down ramp, but it looks like they're going to reposition this setup. Broky was once in Palace, now back safely tucked in Ticket, and the 2 CTs play close instead on site.
This will be tricky for Faze to read Ence going for 3 rounds in a row. This A site take, but this time it's another variation with a 1 at mid and the 1 in B halls.
Now we'll see if the 3-pronged assault comes into fruition. Right now it's just Rain extending into the ramp peak. Alu on the other side, bomb confirmed dropped. And that's a lot of information, let alone the information. Let's just talk about the kills. 5 versus 3. Sunny, he does work in from mid alongside Yumpy, and Nico's going to shut that one down. He seems to be ready for another, but he's being pulled in all directions, and that is supposed to prime Sunny, but Broky catches it. Broky catching Sunny doesn't let Sergey get away with anything, and Ence fall absolutely flat in that 22nd round.
I mean, the flank is a novel idea on most rounds when you're going to try to hit A like this, but they put a lot of pressure on the A ramp, and we could really see there was not a lot of constant pressure being applied here from the T's. It was just the player here trying to work his way out, the first guy dying slowly with no noise. There's no flashes to take attention away from them. There's no threat of a second execute. It's just Ence slowly withering away on the A ramp. So ultimately, how are people not going to watch their backs when the server goes that quiet? It feels like Ence, they had a decent idea, but kind of a weak execution.
Got a little footing on the A site, but they don't have the bomb here just yet. He's going to push in, and Rain's going to stop that one. I mean, at the end of the day, these are unarmored Glocks. Some upgraded pistol for the 3 remaining players, but it doesn't go too well. Alu will connect 1 headshot, down goes coldzera. It's nearly the team ace, but Nico doubles up here. And this 3-piece from Faze Clan is really impressing me. Brokey, Nico, Rain, 21, 22, and 24 frags apiece. The Kobe to the top mid, kicked it all off.
And you know what, bro? I mean, Brokey's been, like, in some of these maps, the best player for FaZe, especially on Mirage. He plays such a key role on this map. But, you know, coldzera, Nico, they're the two most consistent stars on the roster. That shouldn't change, but it's Rain, this map, that's really made such a world of difference. Even on the A-ramp hold in that last round. And Nico throwing in a bit of a change-up himself. Off to the top of mid, he's relying on the support from window, but he's only got riflers in front of him. And he's already wiped one off the table. The other guy, now that the Zop is back off cycle, is scared to go out for the trade. And Rain's got a lurker beside him. But Sergey, how frisky does he want to get? He's got a few angles to work with, but he doesn't know if this angle's being held. And Nico, eyes like a hawk, trained on this palace, means he can feel it from Sergey. He knows there's pressure here. But he needs to find an opportunity. It's 4v5 for Ence. We're about to cross the minute mark.
We had a weapon swap. Nico gives it to Brokey, who doubles back towards Ticket. And that's going to let Nico now float between jungle and window. So a slight change up in the setup once the 5v4 is established. And Nico is getting dangerously close to the windowsill, but he's bet my smoke. 3 Ts on the other side of this one. And Alu trying to find a line of sight into the A-bomb site. Hasn't found anything, and they're just going to slowly creep this one closer. Down to the final 30 seconds. Utility starting to give way to the play. Rain tucks beneath the palace. Sergey's still above him, and Nico's gotten himself 1 kill from mid, but Nico caught changing guns. That's going to be a crucial error that puts FaZe back into the 2 versus 2. BMAS, great spam damage, but the bomb's still on site and now planted. What's the post plant? Sergey, he's currently pinned in underneath Palace. They can't move forward because of that op from Catwalk. But coldzera's gotten a little bit closer. Now he's joining BMAS, looking to split into this. Ooh, a little bit of frag damage, but not enough to take Sunny down. BMAS finishes the job. Sergey, 1 versus 2, and nothing more. He got those first 2 frags. He was a key piece to taking the A site to begin with, but Launders, there was nothing in the post plant for them. Faze Clan, 14-10.
Whoa, that's a cool angle. Holy smokes, Nico. Yeah, with that opening kill. I mean, that's how it all began with the 5v4, but then, of course, as you're saying, you know, Sergey, he doesn't overextend from his spot. He waits just the right amount of time and then goes above and beyond with that second kill on Rain, who's ultimately the player that's waiting for him. Does a hell of a lot of work there for Ence to try to find a way into the round, you know, and is responsible and left with the responsibility of clutching on top of all of that. But that is just a bit too much to ask from a single player. Ence only 10 rounds here as FaZe start to really get onto their feet. It's been a weird start to both halves. And honestly, a strange start in most of the halves in this series. Both teams don't seem like they're playing 100% themselves right now, I would say. I don't know if that's a fair analysis. That's just what it looks like to me. And but FaZe Clan do seem a bit more comfortable, and that's, you know, that's why they're kind of taking a lead once again. So Ence, yeah, they've had a really rough start, a really rough couple of rounds on T side. They've had some cool ideas, but once they got to that full-on rifle round and they wanted to throw in that final punch on the A site with the exec after having some conditioning go into their fakes and the different variations, they really fell short, I think, by their own merit in not executing A properly on that split.
Wasting 0 time this round. Ariel already inside ladder. Nico looms near, though. Ooh, Ariel's making sound. I mean, that's a dead giveaway to this presence. I mean, Nico already had an idea, but that's just total confirmation. So, window room, jungle room, it's all compromised here. And the CTs absolutely know it. Brokey, he's going to back up, and Rain, he plays in front of a smoke. Ooh, now Brokey going for a bit of a dangerous peek. Rain, crab spray. He has 28 frags at the end of that 4K hold. Rain just looking like the next level they need to secure this 2-0 series. FaZe 1 away, 5 map and match points here. Ence not going to be eliminated. They're lucky to have a second chance at a later date. but this is a good, strong form for Faze and Rain in particular.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some retooling from Ence, but that round's more of a write-off. This could be the last round of the game, very certainly. It's up A ramp fast potentially, but they've got the early first layer of counter grenades, and Brokey, eyes dead set on this peak, looking for it, but however, his teammate dies beside him. He doesn't trade, but there's a second up on A. It's coldzera on the balcony.
Yeah, he's inside of the palace. He's deep. Meanwhile, Nico, he throws himself through smoke. Cold's gonna come back in, and Nico's managed that second frag on the bomb planter. These last two T's on opposite ends of the bomb site. Counter-terrorists also cut off, and B-Mass, he didn't have much health, but coldzera, they may still think he's in palace. Oh, Sunny checks him, and that's Ence keeping this one rolling.
Wow.
4 more to go.
Man, it was a risk actually for Sunny to do that. If he had thought that coldzera was still inside a balcony, inside of apps, he could have given away a 1v1. I only go there just because it seemed very risky for coldzera to drop underneath, and there was so much going on. I'm not sure how he expected that. Okay, it looks like he kind of covers both angles, but a really nice risk to take. coldzera could have been in a very scary spot there for Ence to deal with, and Ence finally pick up 11, but yeah, a missed shot from Brokey. The A-ramp setup slightly going awry. Is that something they can count on to happen again?
Nico's right in front of this. Oh, he's a little bit worried about the smoke, but the only threat lies right ahead. Yuppie, through the air, traded. There's the window peek from Brokey, and that one's going to get shut down. We've got Ence with the man advantage and mid-control in their back pocket. Do they slow down from here?
Man, they keep wanting to test Rain, and I feel like he is growing stronger by the round, so they'll spend another attempt coming up into connector. Interesting, Rain is crossing the site wide. Sergey has been known to be here. He gets crushed from both sides, has no idea they'll come through connector. And it's just coldzera and B-Mass now. Don't know what the information there was from Rain. He was in a pretty strong spot in the CT spawn.
Yeah, it looked like maybe he was trying to cross to stairs corner, or maybe wanted to tuck into jungle or something, but clearly, in hindsight, it does not work. Even if the Palace player drops the shot, he was going to have 3 T's just behind them.
Yeah, maybe while the connector smoke was up, he was trying to fight Sergey. Could have been that, since he knows Sergey has been there in previous rounds where they've attacked A. Or he could have potentially been trying to coordinate a mid-push with his player in window. If he said, hey, come over here, do you want to try to do this? So there might have been that as well. Some of that stuff we'll have to find out from the comms, I think. But yeah, you actually really want to know. You know, maybe we can make that happen, because that was a curious push there from Rain. Either way, Ence come one step closer. It's been a close couple of maps so far, I think for good reason. But there's one opening kill. But here's Alu, who's quietly creeped up to 1.0 KD in this map. He's hitting off shots. He does a good job of covering that window position from Brokey. And that's really what seals the deal for Ence. Brings him to the man advantage, allows the connector split to take place with a player up.
Ouch. That grenade on the mark. Utility's going to be indicative of the hits. Nico trying to get his gun back out in time. Oh, they line up. Nico, he's still able to maybe get another, but it seems like he fumbles with his guns. And Sunny inside of the smoke just wants the bomb plant. Doesn't want to give Faze time to move their pieces back around the ticket. And while Faze do now arrive, it's the bomb already planted. So I like that from Sunny. Prioritize plant. Fluster the CTs. Force them into the retake as opposed to slowing you down. Damage done from jungle, but coldzera's taken out of this one. Faze, it's all off of ticket if they want to close it here. Low HP for 3 of the T's, but they call it off. Ence, they're going to do it. They're going to keep this game going. 13 rounds to 15.
Crazy how close that came. Nico had to get the 2 kills to make this possible at all for Faze Clan. And Big Sergey, he was ballsy enough to hold that line from stairs into jungle and take that one-on-one with coldzera. coldzera narrowly wins. You know, maybe that gets even scarier for Faze. But the utility left over on this light exec allows them to survive the Molotov to firebox. And yeah, these kills turn into consolation prizes as opposed to win conditions quickly. The CTs will call a timeout to talk about things. It wasn't an amazing buy last round. But this round would have you wondering what happened that they were buying up so much last round. They don't have enough money here to buy either. But they do have an op. And the allure of an op, it is like a Medusa, right? It's alluring, but sometimes you do want to keep your distance.
Yeah.
Forcing up around this it could be a trap for their economy. And the other thing is that they could win without forcing up behind it. So maybe they'll take that other option. It's a bit more safe.
Whoa.
Wow.
Look at that ADR.
Was Nico at 113 ADR.
Yes, sir. He has surpassed that of Rain. 29 kills to 28, respectively, between the two. That's a big kill count. But the round count, ever closer. Just the M4 and the op. 3 deagles sprinkled into the mix. Ooh, Sunny dodges that smoke so that it doesn't give away the audio cue, and he's not going to waste any time here. He slips right through it. Oh, but they see him on the bomb site. That's the double deagle peek. An attempt at the triple spam, but Cold and Rain. Another deagle headshot elsewhere on the map puts him into the 1v2, and he's picked up that AK. Whoa!
Maybe just try again. Oh, that would have been funny. Okay. Well, maybe if he said that they heard him here, this could be the play that's the one that catches them off guard. AK to push up, smoke it. Oh, he's just trying to recover the op. That was called. Yeah, so he'll go ahead and grab that. I mean, it's always a scary round on rounds like this, but again, it's another situation where FaZe didn't have a lot to work with. So look, grandfather the op forward, which is, it's great. It's this important heirloom. It's worth a lot of money. They're going to Antique Roadshow next round, and they want to make sure they have it. So, like, next round they'll buy up, full power buy, and there's been some interesting economic decisions in both games so far, but it's resulted in the closest scoreline possible. So, who are we to complain?
Damn production, doing them dirty. Yeah, missed the jump. Everybody point
Was it
and
the
laugh.
low light for FaZe or the highlight for Ence? We don't know. If he made that jump, maybe that he would have won. So
could have been. Let's go. 30th round's upon us. We had the 16-14 on Dust 2, and we could very well get it again here on Mirage, unless...
That's a tough fragger down.
Yes, sir, it is. One of the two. Don't forget for a moment, Rain still alive and kicking, but a 5v4 very early.
How do FaZe want to seek out this information now? We're in this final round. Nico, he's got to be furious. There's no pushing a B. It looked like another full A coming their way. Brokey, where is he? Opping down the CT spawn. I mean, he could be everything for this roster. Oh, Rain up front as well. Alu, when the smoke comes up, what happens? Holy moly, if Rain only knew how many players are waiting to kill him here.
Flash Prime, do it now. Oh, just before Yumpy turns the corner. Flash is great, but aerial counter flashbang play pays off. Brokey, ooh, he can't stop the man getting out of Palace and then jumps right into the scope of Alu. This has to be overtime. This absolutely has to be what we didn't get on Dust 2. It seems so close. And yet now Ence have managed to force the issue. 5v2. b1 and Coldzera both off of the ticket. They're going to see the man on Firebox, but nobody stops Sergey. Overtime. Wind it up. Let's go.
Yeah, all right, let's get it started. Okay, fine. I feel like, both teams are only getting better. Ence's T side looked a bit suspect, but in these last few rounds, they've been really winning them cleanly. They survived the treacherous anti-ecos versus some of these crazy deagle plays. And there is such a sick pick from Malu,
In the
that's
30th round.
Try, 30th round. That little sass mask crossing towards the connector to try to go pick mid. He had nothing to do with A ramp, and Nico gets wiped out. That's tough. And Ence push another 5v4 to a win here. Looking very solid. Scary scenes here for FaZe Clan into OT. But I think one of the main things that were counting against them in regulation was their economy. So let's see how they do when they've got all the money in the world to spend.
Yep. Little refurbish of the bank accounts here. And we roll right in. Single op for Brokey. Tons of utility used early. Ooh, when have we seen Alu trying to go for the van pick?
It's a different kind of jump spot coming their way. BMAS playing it very safe. Brokey, two youngsters, eyes on this. And Ence will immediately fall back. This was not part of the plan. This is an on-the-fly call. They didn't have anything covered back here. They're going to have to clear at angles, watch for pushes. Wow, they just want to go back to doing what works. I respect it. They've got this set up. Now we saw the mid lurk came in late last time. This time they're vetoing it. They're actually just going to go in for the 4-1.
What's Rain's play? Hide behind firebox, cross your fingers, and hope your teammates come over. Seems like it. Oh, he extends! He is able to cut off Yuppie, but now what? Sunny, that mid lurk, moves through connector. He tucks into the corner. Nico shaving Sergey off at the top of stairs. That's good. For Faze. 4 versus 3 in the post plant. One inside of Palace, one back towards Tetris. Ariel gets dinked. He was trying to throw the smoke up, and instead now he's on 14 HP. Nico's gonna finish the kill. CT's trying to move in here. Alu has now revealed himself, so this is no surprise, but he drops both shots. It's up to Sunny to blindside the CTs as they try to push in. He gets that first headshot, flash to his left. It doesn't blow up quick enough. Alu doesn't even chance it. He gives away the defuse, he retains the op, and that is a 16th for Faze.
Okay, wow. It looked a little bit scary for Faze in the retake, man. They were taking a lot of time. They were running low on grenades here. Nico plays this with so much confidence, so I love how he dealt with Ariel. Ariel threw everything in the kitchen sink at him to try to get him off this angle, and Nico just sat there with confidence, knew exactly how he would play it. Knew he had the health advantage after that initial spray and the dink into Tetris, and yeah, just made sure not to let him get to a scarier spot. Imagine if Ariel gets to a ramp off of that spot, Nico lets him go. Time would have certainly ticked down to a loss for Faze Clan, and we'd be looking at a 16-50 in favor of Ence. But instead, an 8-take goes south. Faze Clan finally figure it out on the CT side. It was an interesting start. It was a different start here for Ence. They went for that early B aggression. This time they're pressed up on all corners on A, but Rain dies. Another very important guy to die on the A site, and it's been all about A for Ence.
Very true. Coldzera just tucked inside of window. You can see him a bit nervous about the ladder room. He understands Cat is compromised, and he hears the flashes for it, so that actually draws him into ladder just to make sure that they can't move in on BMAS. But again, Cold, he has multiple jobs and he misses the fall. Now he doesn't have the ability to jump back into window, or ladder rather. You know, he was trying to keep himself between the two, and now he's got to double back all the way through Marketplace. Coldzera, the last CT with full HP. BMAS, he's got a little position here on the bomb site. Sunny seems a bit nervous about it, but BMAS, he could find timing. No, Sergey shuts that one down. Keeps eyes on the furthest of corners, and of course the plant comes through. So, looks like Ence are tying this at 16 apiece.
Yeah, that's definitely the round locked up on that one. I feel like I don't want to speak for him, but I feel like BMAS is not trusting his plays right now, like his positions. I feel like he's trying to make sure he does the 100% correct thing that he watched in the demo, but is a bit scared. And you don't want a player with aim as good as his to be doubting himself. Of course, even a bad play can work if you do it without hesitation, and I feel like he's come in a bit late on these pushes, but whoa, wow, he had to step forward to dodge that. But I don't know, does it look like that to you? It feels like he's not. I
feel you.
Yeah,
He
doesn't feel that comfortable in this.
Yeah, I do.
We all know how to play B, right? We watched every pro in the world play B. And there were so many kind of opportunities that we see other more comfortable players take, and it felt like BMAS, like he's got the aim, but he doesn't feel it right now, or he's a little bit scared or whatever.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets more comfortable and just trusts himself, because we know he's got that aim.
was definitely playing to stay alive last round, you know?
Right.
I could see the world where, like, if he does stay alive, he can come around that corner. The T's have let their guards down, thinking it's all clear, but that wasn't his first chance. However, Rain, pistol only, and he's good for the 2 first kills. So 3 versus 3, and it's guns for everyone. In fact, maybe too big of weapons. Double op on the potential retake. There is nobody here to really stop the plant if they decided to go for it, but look at this. Ents are gonna walk away.
Wow, they don't know the site's wide open. I guess they're still worried about CT spawn. The interesting thing here for FaZe is the fact that they have 2 ops to work with. Whoa, very weird spot for the CTs, but the rotations are all favoring Ents. They don't want to be retaking 3v3 with 2 ops into B site, so Ents could be making the golden move.
Great timing for Ents. Literal perfect timing for Ents. They just got by because coldzera was wary that somebody was already closer. That's a bomb plant for default. A second peek around the corner. And yeah, coldzera, he's just got to lock in the bench player. He calls it out and knocks him down. Yampi, 1 versus 3. There's the triple flashbang, double smoke for the retake. He's got to try to keep his vision and just knock back the headshots. There's the first one. Doesn't lose a single point of health on it. coldzera, he's going to challenge, jumps over, and he gets into the cover. Yumpi's got it all! 4 frags in the last round of the first half of OT. That's the 2-1 lead for Ents.
That could have been the world for FaZe. They had such a hard time pulling out the CT rounds at the end, and here is their best opportunity, and they drop it. Ents are definitely in the power position now. I mean, we go back to the first half, and things, yes, they only got 6 rounds, but still, it was FaZe with the real problems that they almost solved into OT, and yeah, the 1v2 is dropped. I mean, I hate to put it this way, I don't want to take anything away from Yumpy, but that was, from my perspective, a real bad misplay from FaZe. Not being able to trade in that spot. Broky and coldzera didn't seem like they were part of the same conducive game plan. One had an op-out, one had a pistol, but it wasn't a double peek at all.
Ooh, and he's going to be the difference maker right out the gate here on the CT side of overtime as well. Makes the hop over to Catwalk. Establishes the 5v4, taking down Rain, and there's the peak, the aggressiveness coming out of Ents. It looks like they just want to shut down Mirage. They want to take this to nuke, and right now they are on track to do so. 18 secures double overtime, 19 for the win.
I think G2 put a spell on this map. This is becoming the new Dust 2. You pick this map, you lose.
Meanwhile, Dust 2 is still the Dust 2 because Ents picked it in loot.
This is Dust 3.
Alright. b3mass just trying to collect information here on mid. He's been given quite a bit of real estate for free. Maybe they challenge window. Jump a player up in there. We've got Yumpy inside ladder room. b3mass hunting for his kill.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, man disadvantage is severe, but this is, yeah, basically emphasis on the entry kills. Broky cannot walk anymore. 20 seconds up, and b3mass, can he be useful in this situation? They got to get the entries, but they're going to need him to get any more than that. Yeah, no bomb looks like it's going to be planted. He'll get off, and that's the end of the round.
Flawless.
Nicely done from Ence. They lock it up. I mean, that was super solid. 3K from Yumpy. He's had 3K and a 4K, I think. I mean, he has come up way into the 20s with these past couple of rounds. Him off the op as well. And again, their CT side looks just good enough. FaZe falling apart at the seams.
Yeah, it's really been, you know, king of overtime is definitely Yumpy. Still -2 technically, as he does have 26 deaths, but those deaths don't count if you're keeping your team in control of the show here at the depths of overtime. So we need 2 rounds out of FaZe to get into double overtime, or else this one's going to the 3rd map. Oh, and Rain, again, he's the first player out of the round. He never even has a chance to shoot back. He can't even defend himself with honor. He just gets blown away by the frag grenade that comes soaring through the smoke. Sergey, gonna get back beneath Palace and just wait for them to make their move. Alu, he's stuck. Gets out through the murder hole. He will escape. And now, well, ooh, the two-piece jump. Very nice. Although it does just fall right into Sunny. So, great movement. Doesn't get you anything, I suppose. 5 versus 3. CTs looking strong. We are 1 5v3 away from Nuke. They've got a player back behind Firebox. They've got Alu's scope in Ticket. Everybody for Faze Clan coming in from different directions. If they can all pick up a kill, then maybe they take this. The total distance in OT, but so far it's looking like Ence are ready to close on Mirage. There's Sergey with another kill. His position now known. Alu's off, grabs another. It's all on BMAS. 1 versus 5. He's flashbanged on Tetris. He's stranded. He's dead. And this series goes the distance. Nuke up next as Ence survive. And both teams king. Ladies and gentlemen, you're not gonna miss Ence alive kicking. Unless after the break and then map through enough.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second week here. We've got the best teams in the world and complexity.
But Flamey is his kryptonite again! This is it. It's a bulldozer.
We have one, we're going to play good. We may lose some shit rounds, but you just brush it off, and if we win some good rounds, we cheer. That's all it is.
The best team in the world going up against a team who, hasn't even been able to qualify for the major yet.
Sip just trying to buy time, flanking around, Flame hunting him down, and he tries to immediate defuse. He's right there with the kid. Oh my god, I can't believe it. 16 and 12.
Yeah, I've seen every big CSGO match ever. I can tell you that would already be like a top 5 upset of all time.
Simple could catch. Oh! The shutdown.
The Astralis that I know.
He's trying to get the pit. Can he stand tall one last time? He lies. Oh no! A beautiful spring. And then shots him. This is 16-14. What are you doing?
Who's ready for vitality versus complexity? I introduce you to North America's newest juggernaut.
16-6 as they take down vitality.
Complexity have one last beast to challenge.
They wanted to build Juggernaut, but we want to destroy the Juggernaut.
Of course. 16 rounds to Navi's favor. Victories on Train and Mirage.
And the Navi Storm has come and conquered today.
It's an exciting, couple of days that we've had here, and it doesn't feel like we've had any losers other than maybe Astralis.
Twister, I want to come back to Dust 2 a little bit and see why you picked into it. I know you guys like to pick into where you're comfortable, but I wanted to see where you thought you might have had the advantage over a Faze who have looked pretty decent on that map. And then coming on Mirage, kind of what went through your heads on those last few rounds, because you managed to get 5 T rounds in a row to even take it to overtime. Now you closed it out. It's an impressive style.
When it comes to Dust 2, I think we're a better team on that. It's that simple. I mean, they're still like... they have still so much to do with their new lineup, and we have played it so long, and we have so strong players. So, in our opinion, we're better. But I think we respected them a bit too much on like some rounds, and there were a couple rounds where we knew what they was gonna do, but we didn't trust in ourselves, and then we lost those rounds. So, unlucky for us.
And then looking at what happened on Mirage, right, you guys must have been very impressed that you were able to take this in overtime, when I was thinking at one point, like, oh, FaZe are going to seal the deal. And how confident you feeling going into Nuke, because it's quite the middle ground map for you two.
Yeah, well, Nuke will be a hard task. I mean, they have been playing great, just like I said, probably like on every map. They have been slumping here and there, but we can all see now that they're all on the server. They're hitting their shots, playing very good as well. About the Mirage, about going to the end, we didn't like feel the pressure. We were still trusting ourselves, and we just grinded one round by one round, and we got it done. So now we go to Nuke, and we'll see which team is the better team.
We will indeed. We will indeed. It's been a day of big comebacks, essentially. In the European matches, at least in these 2 best-of-3s. We saw it earlier with Vitality, and now we're seeing it with Ence and Faze. Faze definitely had it within their grasp, gentlemen. Had it within their grasp. And so, Maniac, I mean, there were plenty of ups and downs in this map.
Absolutely they were, and we can talk about a comeback, definitely. I've actually decided to show you guys a clip, not particularly for the tactical aspect of it, but just to show how much of a comeback that was from Ence. If we look at the situation right here, they were in the lead 6-5 on the CT side. Everything looked pretty great, and this one round, they're gonna throw everything they have at FaZe, trying to fight over middle. We can see Beam is absolutely ready for Sunny. He gets in, then you have Brokey coming in with the AWP. That's his second kill. The double B duo acting up as the beginning, and then as things slowly but surely sells, you will see Beam pushing, getting the kill onto Alu. It's going to be Aerial trying to go through the smoke, but the cover will be here, and then that's going to be a very, very quick round. The problem is with that, I thought this was the breaking point for Ence. I thought that after it was over. FaZe actually went over with all the rounds after it, and just tactically speaking, when you throw everything you have middle and you get destroyed, it limits so many of your options. So for Ence to actually be able to pull the comeback after that, it's quite impressive.
I think we have to give a lot of credit to Sunny in that regard, right? He was doing everything he possibly could within that second half to make sure they didn't just get blown out of the game and thrown away there, because Rain, the man on your screen right here, well, he was continuing the performances that he had on Dust 2. And look, it was feeling like FaZe were just going to walk away with this one. I felt the double orb setups on the CT side for Ence were disappointing once again until we got into overtime, where they actually started to find some frags. And when you look at this, you have that Yampy clutch where it's a 1-on-3 on the B bomb site. As the pressure mounted, that's where I expected Ence to dip on off, but they actually stood up, and you can see here the growth of this team. It's coming on through, but it's still quite labored in certain moments. I guess that's the symptom of the Counter-Strike we have in front of us right here, but look at these moments from Rain. Like, they were punishing all the mistakes made by Ence, and still wasn't enough to get them across the line, Semler.
No, it's wild, especially considering the performance from, Rain really always stands out to me in his ability to just keep cool in every situation. Doesn't matter what weapon he's got, he always feels like he's making the right call. So it's truly impressive to watch him at work. But I mean, this is going to be kind of leading into what our coach was talking about earlier there. It's all going down on Nuke. And do we put it on the veterans of FaZe to pull through and just get the job done? The core, I guess, coldzera, Nico, and Rain? Or are we going to put it on Ence as a whole to get carried across by the young guns like Yampy? And Maniac, why don't you start with this?
I think the momentum just has shifted. I think we have just witnessed the turnover in that game, and if you look at the past stats, well, on the side of Ence, they are in a 4-maps win streak right now. They've beat Apex, Vitality, Astralis twice. You flip over to FaZe, they have lost against Big 2 big losses, then Navi as well, that's a loss. And the problem is, and what I have seen from Faze is that you have to think about how deep you have to go into protocols on the CT side of Nuke. That is one of the theme that always comes back at the desks, that's a map that's very demanding. You have to know who moves where, at what time, who will fill that gap. And now you're talking about Faze with a brand new roster, so will they be able to kind of hold off the tactical aspect of Ence? I'm not so sure. I have seen the T side of Ence. I have been very surprised of it, and I think they have all the weapons to go on a 2-1 score. They saved themselves literally on that Mirage, and now they have the highway, not to hell this time, but to paradise.
Well, to continue to back up that...
Alright, please.
To back up that Faze point a little bit more about their, I guess, the playbook, and not only the protocols they have to go through. Faze were a team who I would watch, and their T side had all the smoke walls, right? They had the standard ones to cross secret. They had the deep, which I'm calling the L block smoke to get warehouse control. They had the deeper ones over towards heaven and the windows so that they could get around and fight in yard. They had it all. And the problem is to teach BMAS all of those bits and pieces and the details, and then pick up Olaf's slack in that regard. That's not an easy thing to do by any means. And you spoke about it before, Stanley. You said the pug maps, the Dust 2s and the Mirages of the world. Well, he's done all right there. Now we move into something a little bit more technical. The pressure's not on the kid, but if one player is having to be made up for by the rest of the team, that's where gaps could start to arise. And Ence could really punish here and walk away with an upset victory.
And this is where I was wondering if it's a little bit self-deprecating, you know, on the side of Ence. Don't get the hopes up. Oh, it's going to be really tough. They're stiff opposition, right? You know, it's going to be a real battle, all that. Maybe they're building themselves up, you know, to not get the expectations up and to just focus on playing their game here. But, gentlemen, that's all the time we had going into our third map. So I thank you for the analysis, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll be handing it over to Scrawny and Launders to get us into the final map of the day here at Blast.
Can he figure out fast enough where they're headed to allow MIBR to have the proper stack? There's a kill, that's in middle. So Taco and Mayern everything to do. Taco takes his time with that kill.
Yeah, now they know they've been spotted in IP. They know they have to move quick, because otherwise, you know, the flank is just going to continue. That smoke will buy some time, and now it looks like they might try and counter boost into it. Taco's thinking about it too. Oh, this is a wild round. He's going to jump up and try and catch one. Twist very low. Yeah, that is the bomb. And the cone almost landed on his face. I don't know whether that would have been enough. 55 seconds, but now they're running back.
And they're basically running on top of each other. They know exactly where this is going. Lecro's already got the angle. What a shot from Taco. Turns that corner with the quickness. He can add another. Plopsky, narrow angle, another headshot. And Taco's pulled MIBR right back into this. He's got just one more kill to find. And it's 15 HP on Twist.
See, he's running quickly as well. Twist, this is going to be a close corner. He's just going to run right into it. And Taco, he just needs one bullet to connect, and he will have done it. And Twist is very nervous. You can absolutely tell. Oh, he somehow gets it at the end. That's what he needed.
And right now he's scared enough that he can't even flank, so he's a very far rotate from B.
You touched on it, gets basically bored enough to play back on site, and that's the one time they go all in on this, but keep your eyes on Nitro. He decides to peek. Doesn't want to fancy them pushing past him. Elige continues the spray. He does grab that second, but Nico, 1v3, has a player in the open, jumping, hoping, was an fly, and there's the head on display! He takes it! Faze Clan winning a round!
This is still sketchy.
It bewilders me that Team Liquid didn't even look like B was a possibility in that moment, but they're not going to put anybody on tons. They flash through, they sprint in, and Rain, well, he has low health, but he does still have the AK cold with everything to do, just popping noggins. He's cleared 3 bodies and the force. Mayern's still alive, but on the other side of the map. And seeing as he doesn't want to give away info, he's just going to wait. KNG, a bait, and a difficult position. He's stuck to the fight. Fur down, and now it's all on Mayern, but they still don't know. And they're going to tap that bomb. Solely focused over on ramp. He gets them both. Mayern picking up a clutch.
Okay, he still comes in just in the nick of time to win the round.
Point being, we've moved into another crucial round, but Twist blasts Mayern away. Hold on. Where'd he come from?
I don't know. That's a very big question.
I think that may have been a boost. That may have been a run boost from T-Spawn, the top of T-Spawn. They just threw him onto the stairs, but it doesn't matter because Taco throws them back up that A site. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're ready for the third map. That's right, the third map between Faze and Ence, because we almost had overtime on Dust 2, and we absolutely had it there on Mirage. Launders, we've got the Betway odds split down the middle. Would you say that? Would you say this dead even 50-50 as we hop into Nuke?
I think it's in favor of Ence at this point. I think after last map, first of all, that was a tragic loss on a map that Faze were definitely more comfortable on. So Faze should have won it. We saw at that halftime, it was 6-9 in favor of Faze Clan, and Ence had four odds on Betway. 4 odds. And now they move into this map, and again, Ence, 4-map win streak for them. Faze, a couple of bad losses recently.
Yeah, it may be the day to turn it all around. We'll see. Brokey, he's got vision up from heaven. It's him and BMAS, 2 versus 2. Now just Sergey beneath him. Oh... We're playing King of the Hill. It's the battle of the playground. And Brokey, well, him and BMAS still up and above. Sergey, he's going to hear one player drop. Can't cut him off, though. It's the 2 young guns of Faze Clan taking the first pistol.
Yeah, no problem. The defuse comes in, and it's all good for Faze. They lock it up. As versus they rush. You're going to throw those in every once in a while, see how it goes. This time doesn't go so hot for Ence. But yeah, just to reiterate, like... The map statistics are a bit confusing because it says that Ence recently are at a 50% win rate, which doesn't sound great, but it's a little different when you tell you that they won their last 4. So, and obviously, yeah, as Maniac said, if, you know, confidence is a real thing, momentum's a real thing, that's swung totally in the favor of Ence. They smell blood in the water. They smell a leak in the nuclear facility.
Should probably report that.
Yeah.
To the appropriate authorities. Just shoot it. That'll solve the problem.
Shoot the problem. That's what we learned.
Nuclear reactor leakage, shoot it. Hurricanes, shoot it.
Yeah.
Get it out of here. More guns.
Too hot outside, shoot the sun.
You can try. But
in this case.
Ariel changed his crosshair again. Back to the awful one. This means they're going to lose, right? My screen.
Oh, okay.
But, listen. Poking fun aside, Ence obviously, they've shown us some great resilience today. This could have been them 2-0ing, in fact, had they been able to claw Dust 2 into overtime, but it seems like winning pistols really doesn't mean too much. 5v4 for Ence, bomb plant as well here at the B site. Yumpy ready to get rolling through the doors, but his teammates just killing everybody. Dude, Alu, I want to see those deagle shots. We were ready for Yumpy to make his move, but, it seems like Alu gets the job done.
Yeah, wow, they just moved with confidence there. They kept it really simple. What else do you need to say about this? Ence getting into the B site, it's going to be scary trying to come through the ramp. You leave it to a 50-50 situation when you come in with what's supposed to be a better buy, and it can always get hairy. But seriously, man, my sympathy is out for the team on the CT side in the second round. If you win the pistol, it really doesn't mean you're going to win these days. Great buy here for Ence. So look for some spams out through Squeaky. The cross is in. Oh, I see the crosshair now, yeah. Wasn't in the server there. Okay, so I'll post this one on Twitter so you can see what the this crosshair is.
Get the
really
compare
quickly.
and contrast.
Yeah. Get eyes on Ariel for just 1 second.
Oh, ouch. Sunny over the top of the red box. Finds Nico, one of 5 Desert Eagles. 2 Desert Eagles down for the count. And where are the next men's? We've got Coldzera here on the back of the A sites. We got Brokey coming up that B ramp, and BMAS floating outside heaven. So, eyes still up all around the map, but obviously Ence in full control of the situation. Alu's chilling on the rooftop, getting a nice tan. Sunny creeping and crawling, and I like this. Ence just making sure they minimize any sort of a mistake, any sort of an opening for Faze. But 5 versus 2, this one's going perfectly for them.
Yeah, very clean go of it so far. And again, we talk about Yumpy and how good he's been in the 20 maps, basically 15 of those maps, scoring very high for his team. Here starting out, 180R, clean bomb plant. And this is really just about if Faze are going to be able to deal with a simple game plan of going outside. Sunny, oh, don't run away from an ace, my friend.
Get back there.
Yeah, BMS, he's a little bit of catnip.
Wait, no, don't stop the ace. Oh, there it is. Sunny turns his head back, and that's all 5.
We get to see all the teeth from that one as his teammates alert him that he has now aced. Pretty cool. On the eco, it's a good cleanup. I mean, it saves everybody from dying. They get the bomb plant down quick and easy downstairs. Quick dismantling outside. And we'll go now into round 4 with a full USP round for the most part. We've just got the one HE on Cold Zera to try to use. But, yeah, bad could go to worse very quickly. Yeah. We'll have another establishing round will be next. We'll have another round outside versus these weaker guns.
Boy, those dings start stacking up, huh? Look at that, Ariel. He's gonna lose out to the USPs. So from 5 digs to 5 USPs, it really can go from bad to worse. Sergey, he's about to lurk out from hut, but he has some reservations here. And Brokey, well, he definitely would have seen the trajectory of the nade. Sergey a little worried about the hut roof, and he has a reason to be. Cold Zera's definitely up there, and Brokey's still alive and kicking. He drops down because the gun goes dry. He'll be in with a third here versus USPs. 1 point of health makes a difference for him. He'll plant that bomb and hope to exit with his armor, utility, and M4. Rain's gonna walk out into the fence, and he is done. 3-1 is the start for Ence.
Okay. And we know Ence's T-sides outside are scary. There's a lot of cool things that they do. It's not very complicated stuff they do. A slight nade miss, that was the one HE on the round that could have maybe made a difference. And Yumpy could have very easily gotten knifed in the back, which would have been a nice bit of pocket change for Faze Clan. But man, okay, I'm happy to be here. We're past that scramble in the first round. We've had a couple of egos go the wrong way in this series so far. More than a couple, man. And I'm over it, honestly. Brokey's on the op. Full nades kits. No kits, however. No kits themselves. Faze will have to make sure to deny any potential for a plant. But look at Yump. He's already downstairs. Bimus had no idea. Nobody told him anything.
Oh man, he's just left out to dry. But Nico, he could claw everything back because they're going to be way more distracted with the garage sniper than this. Nico strikes Ariel down. Man advantage up for Faze Clan. Yumpy, oh, he's just playing with the ladder inside of the vent, so this is going to keep Cold Zera a bit scared. We've got Ramp Room actually in control of Ence as well. Man, weird mid-round moment. These T's are so spread out.
The weird part is the bomb. You know, if they had the bomb, they could do something normal, but they've got to go grab it, and it was in line of sight of Nico the last time they checked. So they've got eyes. They know that one's top hut. Well, Zera gets flashed off. That's a free kill for Sergey. Great flash from Yumpy. He's been doing a good job of applying pressure from downstairs. Normally a position teams don't bother moving from. He's actually made his way upstairs. Now they can actually work on this, and Alu's up top. Nico, how long will he last?
Doesn't look like anybody's actually watching top silo either. Rain, he's tucked into garage, so Nico, he is fully exposed. Look how easy that is. Alu's gonna strike him down. Now the feet have definitely been seen. Brokey fires an op shot, so they know where he is. 20 seconds. And that bomb's gonna get picked up by Alu. He's hopping past the secret stairs. He's gonna sprint down to the B site. And Brokey, oh, it looked like he was going to go stop it. Yumpy was going to come in on his flank, so he tries to stop that instead, and it all unravels. Faze going to lose out the round, but Mohan, talk to me about those starting positions, man. Looked like they had it all wrapped up.
That was a sick round from Ence. I don't care. I mean, this could be a round where you look at it negatively from Faze's perspective, but as far as I'm concerned, considering Nico got that opening kill and they had the trade from Brokey on red box and bomb control, I think this should have been a round easily lost by Ence. They should have easily lost this, and we wouldn't have even blamed them from that point on. We would have said it came down to the Nico flank and the bomb down outside. Ence do everything in their power to try to pull that back, and it all works out so well. Yumpy right here, man. We see when a player gets dropped in events like that and he gets a kill, they never come back up the vents in the mid-round if the bomb's not going lower. You know, that's a scary place to be, but Yumpy, he kept applying pressure there to the point that it actually scored a kill for Sergey on the top of hut. I credit him for that. And then they had the play outside with Alu, and they do a good job of just working in this very spread out default, keeping their options wide open, but staying cohesive as a unit. And I feel like Ence have really heightened that with that last round. That was very, very nicely played as far as I'm concerned.
3 versus 5 picked up by Ence. Quite stunning, in fact. But, ooh, Nico, he just saw the head of Sunny, who jumps back across the same gap, dodging the headshot. Now, they are seeing people at a distance here on ramp. And Ence, again, kind of minimizing mistakes. They did this similarly versus the Deagles and USPs we saw after they started off with a bit of momentum. They are definitely squeezing Faze in these situations and really trying to cut down their chances, but nice dance of death. Nico, a little hopscotch around the box, and he will take Sunny down with him. It is still, of course, a favorable situation for Ence. Rain, though, ooh, he's got a bit of vision, sees the shadow. Oh, but he thinks it's a player in the smoke, not above him. He falls to the witchcraft.
Oh, that is a rough one, man. That is a rough one. But it is the Antico. So, what Alu do here is actually dropping to the vents. Where are the remaining CTs at?
One's above hut. That's broken. And Alu
not gotten cleared. Yeah, okay.
Ooh, he would have called that clear because he came through mini unchecked. So Alu decides to go downstairs, then that feeds his team into the first map. b8mass all that's left over. 1 versus 2. Ooh, and he almost gets that chance, but Alu's gonna shut this down. He's got 2 frags, Yumpy's got 2 frags, and Ence have 5 rounds.
This is scary, man. I feel like Yumpy is playing with so much confidence right now, moving as quickly as he needs to. All the pieces are in play. This is definitely a very good Ence that we're witnessing, and honestly, it looks like a timid, tepid, and scared Faze Clan. And after that last one, they're probably still a bit tilted, a bit worried, looking around, wondering why things aren't working out so well. And it definitely feels like Ence are striking hard on that at the moment. So, yeah, this is the upper bracket quarterfinal. Both teams want more than anything to stay here. It's taken a lot to get to this point. For Faze Clan, a great hold last year, of course.
Ooh. God, I like watching Brokey up.
Yeah, he is a great opper, isn't he? I mean, I think he does well on both sides. Yeah, he doesn't opt like he's young.
Oh. You know, funnily enough, he doesn't speak like he's as young as he is either. You know, I noticed that from the very first Brokey interview. He's got this cool demeanor about him. Like he's not rustled by the pressure that he actually has to work in.
Whoa, this is a powerful spot. You know, the sight line in through any small mistake. Oh, and they wanted to peek him.
Good thing they didn't.
Yeah, Rain's got enough discipline to just chill out for a second. But yeah, this is when it's been really scary for Faze. Now, because of Brokey and because of b8mass, they have a way to make sure they don't have to move that much. But Yumpy has not been scared in this game.
Whoa!
Okay, well, talk about not scared. Yeah, let's talk about Sunny. Oh, he did not bite on that at all.
Just hones in on it, and he misses the follow-up shot, so coldzera's 2-piece is enough to close. That's going to give Faze their second round, sure enough. But yeah, man, Sunny just flying out of the vent. If I'm Rain there, I call attack pause. I got to change my pants.
Yeah, that was a bit scary. But, yeah, it's all about those 2 opening frags. So it's nice from Faze, though, on this map so far. There was definitely some reverence in the pre-game interview from Twister about Faze Clan, but I think he's underrating his own results. Maybe not getting people too excited, but I feel like if I was Ence, I would feel pretty good about this map, even before it started. What's on the menu in round 8? 2 walking outside. We don't have the 3 smokes to cross. They're just getting into the red container. And is anybody spotting the cross? Is Brokey still playing Hell?
Yes.
As Nico is going to secret, or is he staying downstairs?
Yes.
He's staying in the vent, okay.
It's alright. It's going to give him the ability to float. Ooh. If only Nico was up here above red box, ready to wrap around it yet again. Rain going to try to get some damage through smoke, but that doesn't culminate in...
Man, this 2-3 fake thing that Ence do on all maps is something a lot of teams aren't doing right now. But certainly one that Faze are used to at this point.
What's the decision, boys? 30 seconds. Flashbang into the eyes of Sunny. Nico, he's just not wanting to fluster his teammates here, but now he's going to have to call some sort of confirmation. There's 2 heads running down on him. And 15 seconds left over. You can see B-Mass come down from ramp, but there is still a player inside Mini. 10 seconds to go. Rain, he is now known to the CT side as they look to lock off the A site. There is no chance to plant. All they need is 1 player to survive, and it's a rock solid hold. Yumpy's going to try to just find safety in lobby, but Ence, they play themselves.
Wow, okay, a bit of indecision, man. Things looked good. Like, they were set up in all of these different spots. But then, like, as you're counting down the clock, I'm like, well, okay, yeah, but they're in good spots, but then they're not moving at all. And there's nothing going on from the CT side. They're not really throwing too many grenades their way. What exactly are they waiting for? This exact same thing happened on both Dust2 and Mirage in the middle of their T side, and then they figured it out later. But the calling, it's like lagging. The calling's on 200 ping right now. They need some snappier calls because there was really nothing stopping them. No friction, no resistance from moving ahead with that plan 10 seconds sooner. So, yeah, I mean, it dies to the clock. I mean, it's... Nobody wants to see that. The viewers don't want to see that. Natu doesn't want to see that. Finland doesn't want to see that. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it rolling. I think you had Faze in a pretty bad spot. If they had gone through with that, I was actually curious what it would have done to the rotations.
I can only imagine they were hoping to catch somebody outside of vent or get Rain to peek in through mini or something, but no movement. I mean, I think Coldzera, he really slammed it shut. Sitting outside of hut, Molotov on the floor. Ence fumble. However, let's not count them out. Obviously, still full-size buy. Double ops on the T side for Ence. And that doesn't come at, without a loss. I mean, Sunny has just the deagle to afford this.
It's true.
But they walk Yumpy across. That's the play here.
I really like this part of the plan. I mean, them going secret, they got the kill on Nico as well last round. No trade this time. It's tough for Yumpy because he doesn't know versus the rifle if he can just jump down there. He's not scared, but he's also pretty smart. And it doesn't seem like there's anyone in Big Garage, so he's moved into his favorite position inside of Big Garage to spot Mini. But this time around, Faze have a player back CT spawn.
Yep.
Brokey's got a great angle to cut this off. I mean, you wouldn't expect Yumpy to do anything but die. Oh my god. Oh, he's so fast he has to shoot. Yumpy, he takes a spot of damage.
Oh
but
my
the smoke will allow him to escape.
He's still walking.
Yeah, what a god.
How is
honestly.
this guy so calm? B-Mass shoots him as well. He's still walking. Finally, he decides to crank up the speed here ever so slightly, but in true Finnish fashion, he doesn't even skip a beat. He will miss a shot, and that's going to leave his last 2 teammates incredibly low on health. 20 seconds. Sunny's got the bomb stranded in vent. That's an easy shutdown for Rain. So again, the clock plays against them. What's the strat there? Is Yampy attempting to crack something open so convincingly that they can come downstairs? I feel like that's really their only route.
Yeah, I mean, they failed the trade, and then they were like, I guess Yumpy was like, yo, hold on. And then they called something, and then he saw Brokey took a shot, and then they're like, all right, let's do this, and Dumpy was like, wait, hold on, let me lurk, I got this. And then he walked into ramp, and then he gets spotted on the ramp, and then Ali was like, yo, let's go upstairs now. He's like, and then he goes downstairs, and then he goes and tries to kill him inside of lower, and then he fails, and he's like, all right, man, call a strat.
Where's the call? What am I doing here, man?
He was onto something the whole time.
Yeah, 40 seconds of walking through the open parts of the map. Yumpy he's got the hallway pass. And now Alu's got that single sniper here for Ence. So sometimes with lesser weapons, you know, it takes the pressure off a bit. It's not a gun round. So, although, actually, excuse me, whoa, what am I saying? Look at the money, dude. They went all in on this, so it's absolutely pressure. If anything, there's more pressure than ever. And they're crumbling beneath it. FaZe looking to tie this up at 5 rounds apiece. And they're already sitting pretty with 500 HP in this 5 versus 2. So Yampy plays it back.
Hold on. I got this. Last time Brooke was here. I can see the floating calculus above his head right now. He's inputting all of the digits. He has a feeling as to where they are. Is he the first victim? No, he's not. He's the defender. He's calling that out. And another op shot comes in. Yeah, and not a single point of damage into the end of the round. So now here's Nico. He's been rifling a little bit. He's gone 1 for 1 or 2 for 1 in the opening duels in secret. I feel like one of the best things Ence were doing are getting down secret fast, just not continuing on with the plan. But at this time, Nico has an op, so they run headfirst into it. I think after knowing Brokey is going to be opping hell. Brokey's been he's been doing a great job on CT side, opping from a couple of different locations, mainly hell, but it's worked out well. It's really just on Ence to try to get something out of this. And yeah, they invest something again. Yumpy's got an AK, everyone else got pistol behind him.
Oh. Looked like Nico wanted to join the pack and jump down vents, but decides against it. You would hate to give over that second weapon.
Throw the Molotov down.
Ooh, Sonny.
The plant's coming in.
Yeah, he's going to nail the bomb plant all too easy. So a little bit of money here for Ence. And the retake is on. BMass, well, he just tucked before Sergey could actually shoot him, but Nico finds one. That's the weapon removed. So the biggest threat that Ence had to work with is gone. And Coldzera's patience pays off. It's all splattered. It's all shut down. FaZe, they're going to take that 6. FaZe, they're going to take the lead here on the CT side. And that's big news because we had the 5-1 lead for Ence once upon a time. FaZe back in front.
Sure, yeah, it seems so long ago. I thought BMS had an incendiary or something. I was like, well, you know the plant's coming, go ahead and deny that, but he only had the 2 flashes, so they wait patiently, they get all the kills, it's like pretty clean. Not much to worry about versus those guns. Nice for Ence to get a bomb plant. As we can see, even with Sonny buying down to 0, he's missing some utility here. Alu's missing some utility, so that would have been really bad without a bomb plant, actually. Oh wait, Alu just low grenade so he can entry, maybe Rain. Oh my god, he's just gonna stop him in their tracks. The 3K sprayed out on Squeaky. Every single person dies. This time, it's all to rifles. Last time, it was all to ops, and oh my god, Faze Clan, they were so prepared. We need to see what Rain saw in this position.
Enjoy.
Die. Torrential Downpour is his new name.
Yeah, man.
Not just rain.
Those hailstones were the size of bricks.
Who is talking? That's what I'd like to know.
I
want to know actually. I was like kind of joking, but like actually, who is talking? I want to know like who's talking and what do they look like? You know, they're making emphatic adjustments. Is Twisted chiming in at all? Like, what is the idea? Is it just a stress break that they need? Maybe that's what.
I think it was. I think the coach just leaned in and checked everybody's pulse. Make sure they're still breathing, man. We haven't seen Ence for a little while here, and that last round had to hurt.
Yeah, that does hurt, you know, because it's a fast round. So for that to just get swooped up, they don't get a single entry in response. Oh my god!
Yes. I love to see stuff like that, man. Ariel, I feel sorry for you, friend. They just go for a little bit of the spam fight. I mean, you can see what Ence are thinking, yeah? With the simplicity of Rain's hold last round, they think as opposed to running through those utilities, maybe they could line up some of the spams they know and slap one back. But instead, it's Ariel who now has the red cheek. Just completely shut down in this one. Rain's gonna get the instant headshot versus Yempi, so now that bomb's been thrown into the open. Rain, he's just sitting pretty here behind the boxes, not getting tagged up whatsoever. It's 1 point of damage versus Nico until this point. They do try and challenge Rain. Oh, Sergey's not even shooting back anymore. He's just...
I think he was smoked.
Yeah, of course. Thinks he's in the smoke.
Completely smoke blind, yeah.
And didn't know, but didn't even try. Just rolled over in the smoke, lets it go. Faze Clan, this is a CT side that just does not stop giving. 7 in a row, but let me paint a more dire picture than that. It's not just any 7 rounds, it's the last 4 without a single kill for Ence.
Damn, not a single kill. Almost everybody touching 16 grand in the side of Faze Clan. Yeah, they're on fire right now, and for good reason. And it's been all about Squeaky in these past 2 rounds. Control Squeaky, control upper, control vent, you know, all at the same time, really. Oh, dude, why is it just so glorious when he does it? All the way to the back of spawn. 1 bullet shot in this round. 1 bullet takes Yompi out.
You know, listen, I don't have a horse in this race, okay?
Yeah, you do.
Well, kind of, but it's a very unimportant horse that I don't really care about. So the results, you know, we let it slide. I'm just happy to see that this wasn't a total blowout for Faze. You know, 16-14 Dust 2, overtime on Mirage, and there was those first 6 rounds that really just looked like Ence was going to chew through this defense. Faze figuring it out. And Ence are now desperate to get more than just the 5. I mean, 5 could be enough, but they absolutely want more than it. Nico is looking real crisp. That's his 3rd frag here in the 14th round. A good attempt from Sergey, however. He trades out the first one. He topples B-Mass, and he's got 30 seconds to try and figure them out. There are 3 members of Faze Clan potentially coming down vent. Can you imagine if he were to just pepper them with lead? But he's a bit more concerned with the ramp doors, and there's no issue over there. Sergey, afraid of the boogeyman. But what he should be afraid of is Faze Clan, because they're coming in from the opposite side. All of them. Sergey's going to play close to the double doors. He gets spotted from decon, and it's a great distraction for Rain to take the last kill of the round. Now, the last round of the half. That's what's up next.
Yeah, 6. Damn, I don't know the last time I've seen that. 16K on 5 players. On 5 players.
Money, 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 money. Money.
Yeah, they're smurf. That's actually smurfing.
It kind of is. It feels
when
that way.
you do placement games on an alt account.
Yeah.
That's when you see this happen. Yeah. Which is nuts because it's only. How could a team allow the other team to get 16K on 5 players when they have 5 rounds? What happened, man? What happened? This is a complete enigma, really. Very strange on some of these T sides from both teams. But yeah, I mean, Faze are looking good now. This is all that matters. Map 3, they are trying to secure their place in the winner's bracket. 7 more rounds to go. Even though they drop Mirage, they look confident again. Rain dying upstairs is nice, and the trades come out. Sergey, what an entry.
Yep.
What a couple of entries. He's still on half HP and alive. And Bimas, he could actually get this flank kill. He'll have shadow advantage on that frag. Nice awareness by him.
And a dink to follow suit, but that's still the man advantage for Ence. Can they lock down this 15th round? Can they break the spree of victory that we have seen from Faze Clan? Nico
Alu went down the vent.
Dipped, dodged, ducked all the way back out around secret. Alu's going to be trying to come in to secure this. He will have the diffuser out in the open if it gets to that point, but Brokey with the deagle down to the 1 versus 1. They know where he went. The smoke pops. Ooh, he's got the cover, and the flash goes out. Alu, he can't stop it. Faze take the 10. Oh, it's a robbery to close the first half. Ladies and gents, with the results we saw from Ence, it seemed like they were going to take this nuke, especially after the start of it, but now we don't know what the hell's going on. So make sure you join us after the break. Either Ence or Faze are going to take a win in a 2-1 fashion.
Yeah, it's live.
All right, everybody.
Perfect. Perfect. No way.
No way.
Oh, he found it. No, I found. No, dude.
You're supposed to do this market part. Curve, no? Stuff, though. Appreciate the help. You should be helping me. It's a race.
Going from first to second now.
So, from first to last.
Single rep. Oh, I got it.
Go.
Dude, no way I got second here, man. It was like free candy.
You guys are finished already? Oh my god. This is not good. The struggle, dude. Alright, I did it. Alright, I dropped again. Just because I had the very first best run, but no one's gonna see it. Story of my life. Alright, I went from 119 to 247. That's great.
Welcome back to the wild world of Counter-Strike, where not everything makes sense. The ups are downs, the lefts are rights, and we find ourselves with Faze Clan leading by 5. So they take to the T side of Nuke. They did an excellent job of closing, especially after that real rocky start. So we had the robbery of the defuse in the final round of the first half. Welcome to the second pistol, where Brokey and Cold Zera have tons of grenades, and they kind of stutter step on each other as Ariel... Nico? Was that...
Oh my god, dude, he's not done.
He's gonna keep
entry
going.
upstairs as well. They get down into the vent. Nico has ramp open. They can't even rotate 2v5, man. Call it a day. Call it a day. This is insane. Faze Clan turning it up. And, man, after that last round of the last half, it was a crazy half, and it was a little bit bumpy and a little bit weird, but I thought Alu going down the vent for the flank was a great idea. It just ended up being awkward when the smoke went down and he couldn't see the guy on the bomb. But that was just one of many, many weird things that happened in that first half. But here, man, we are off to the races. Nico has turned on the NOS.
Yeah, he just zoomered right through that attempt at the ramp push. So 2CT's trying to survive it all. And in reality, what we have is Faze Clan stopping what was going to be a blowout of a CT side, and now turning it around with the second pistol. Don't forget for a moment that, well, we saw the T's fumble the first pistol victory. How did that work, actually? Excuse my...
Faze blew the second round. It's tough though, but on the CT side, seriously, man. Like, you get the bomb plan on the T side first round, it's too much to handle sometimes. Here in the second half, you went on the T side pistol, and yeah, It's not amazing, but ecos are entirely possible on the CT side, of course. We've got a lot of close range angles that can work out well. You know, Faze, they have to figure out how to get inside, whether it's the upstairs site or the lower site, and that means there's a lot of positions in front of the door and control, upstairs in the hut by Squeaky, where you can get caught off guard. So Faze definitely need to be very careful here to secure this. Definitely not out of it. Ence have been a threat on rounds like this. They've got a nice assortment of utility. Some damage grenades, the smokes to work with. Smart to take outside control for Faze Clan. But they spot Yumpy on the cross back, actually.
Yep. Now we get the MP9 popping off inside of Mini, and Nico's not going to let that distract him from hunting Alu down. 5 versus 3. And 5 rifles in the face of the double MP9 CZ. So if I had to choose a victor here, it looks like FaZe is going to take that 12. Looks like they're not going to make the same mistake as they did at the start of the first half and give away the momentum. BMAS, nice double. Insta headshots versus Ariel and Sergey. And that's it, folks. It's all wrapped up. FaZe Clan 12-5.
And a potential another easy round here for them, as there won't be much to invest. We'll try to get something out of this. I'm not going to write off their CT side at all. FaZe certainly look very powerful. I imagine it's back to outside. And again, talking about all the fundamentals, that's all FaZe are going for there. Just to establish control from all the long distances, use their smokes in very cool ways to section out and isolate all of their fights. And Rain will go top silo again.